welcome to the Bonsai Movie Crew. I'm your host, Eric, along with...
Karen.
Sorry, Joseph. Sorry.
Wow, I've let myself go.
Damn, I got a lot of facial hair.
I should shave.
Joseph, what news do you have for us this week?
Joseph's got some fucking news.
Oh, God.
No, I'm just kidding.
All right, well, let's get...
It's just one thing.
No, I've got stuff. I've got some stuff. Hold on, let me check my phone. I always put it on my phone because, I'm tech savvy. I guess.
I had to do that this week, too. I gave up.
No. All right, well, I'm going to start out with a few trailers. I think I'm going to wean myself off the trailers and just stick to the news because trailers are stupid. I can't tell.
Every week you change your mind.
I do. I keep changing my mind. I'm like a bad date, man. So I think I'm just gonna get off the trailers. I might mention them here and there if it's something that really interests me, but for the most part, I think I'm just gonna stick to the news. I think the news is more interesting. So first off, I'm gonna get through these trailers real fast. There's a trailer for Fast 10, the Fast and Furious movie. Looks okay, I guess. Got Jason Momoa in it.
He's a bad guy.
He's the bad guy this time, but it always seems like there's a bad guy and then they don't stay bad. They just
turn into their friends.
It's like episodes of Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon
Ball Z is the same way. Everybody was a bad guy at one point, except for Goku. So,
I only watched that.
No, not
part
necessarily. When he first got there, he was bad towards Gohan, his grandpa, and then
I guess
then he turned good.
So I guess the only one that was never bad was like Master Roshi. You know what I mean? Or like Krillin.
I only watched that.
But even Krillin was kind of a bad guy in Dragon Ball because they're always like feuding with each other, I guess.
I only ever watched Frieza, the Frieza series.
Like you got Trunks and
right,
all that. They always stay good.
Anyway, there's also a new trailer out for the Flash movie, which they show Michael Keaton as Batman and all that good stuff, and we're pretty excited for that, even if Ezra Miller is a creeper.
Douche.
Also, there's a trailer out for Children of the Corn. So, Karen's not excited about this, but
I'm not.
I am.
No.
I am a little bit.
They're going to show the He Who Walks Behind the Rose.
Yeah.
I'm not excited at all.
Yeah, I'm not. I think that's something that they probably shouldn't have done, but whatever, dude. I'm going to watch it.
You're such a glutton for punishment.
I am. I love it.
Yeah, I'm not too thrilled about it.
I'm not going to watch it.
Punish me, baby. Punish me.
It's going to be terrible.
Maybe if
Calling it now.
When it comes out being free, maybe I'll watch it then, but
I'm not even going to watch it for free because I'll still get mad about the money I didn't spend. I'll still want a refund.
Wasted.
I'll still want a refund.
So a little bit of news for you. So Disney CEO Bob Iger has confirmed a few future Disney movies that some of you are probably interested in. So one of them being another Toy Story movie, Toy Story 5.
Oh, give it up.
You're going to get a Frozen 3. And you're getting a Zootopia 2. So, whatever. I'm over all that shit.
My wife will be interested in it.
Even Toy Story? She's not over it?
Oh, no.
A little bit of news that came out today. They are doing an I Am Legend 2. And they are bringing Will Smith back, and it's going to have Michael B. Jordan in it. Yeah, right?
I have
so
questions.
they're going off of the alternate ending, not the theatrical ending.
And what about the people that never saw the alternate ending? Like,
fuck them.
Fuck them, I guess.
We'll go watch fuck them.
They're going to get this. Wait, what the fuck is this shit?
What?
Yeah. Wait, I thought he
died.
He's not even scarred from that explosion? It's, so...
That is so fucked.
I'm going to read you, this comes from Deadline. Yeah, so it says, I Am Legend 2 plot details teased. Speaking with Deadline, I Am Legend producer Akiva Goldsman shared new details about the sequel, confirming that it will trace back to the original Richard Matheson book, while also exploring the ramifications of its alternate ending. While sharing that I Am Legend 2 will start a few decades later after the first movie, Goldsman first explained how the sequel will be different, even using The Last of Us as a reference. So they're going with a darker approach, which it was already kind of like The Last of Us to begin with. It was but I don't know, man. To take it back to the Richard Matheson book, you should have done that the first one.
Well, it's because there's so much clamor for, The Last of Us and all that. They realize they made a mistake, and now they're like, oh, hey, money, dollar signs.
I get that.
No, I'm not saying that that's a good excuse. I'm not giving them an excuse. I'm saying that that's what they're doing.
But if you're going to do it, like if you're going to do a I Am Legend, like if you're going to do it again, just remake it again, reboot it, and do it like the fucking book, because the book is amazing.
Do it
if
right.
anybody has read the book is awesome. I've read it a few times and listened. I've read it. I've even read the graphic novel, and I've listened to the audiobook. And they're all good. Just check it out. Hell, if you don't even want to read it, just go get the graphic novel, dude. It's it's just like the book. Just like the book. Only there's pictures for idiots.
Yeah, I'll get it.
I mean, that's why I got it. Like, I read the book and I was
Reading
like, hold on,
for dummies.
I can look at this and just see pictures. So, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Will Smith did a good job, but I don't need a sequel to this.
Right.
I don't need it. The only good part about this is going to be Michael B. Jordan, because he's awesome.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you there.
But that does
give me a little bit of hope that he's in it.
Yeah, because here lately he's been kind of killing it. So, whatever. Do whatever you want. I'm just a guy. Let's see here. Let's see. A little bit of sad news here for you. Anybody who know who Raquel Welch is?
What? That sounds so familiar.
Yeah. She was what they would call a bombshell back in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
She was a big sex symbol.
Yeah.
She was in 1 Million BC or whatever, that old movie where she's like, everybody always had her poster hanging on her wall. I think, as a matter of fact, she was in the Shawshank.
Yeah.
Her poster was in Shawshank Redemption, hanging on Andy Dufresne's wall.
Yeah.
The one where she's like in the bikini. Yeah, like little cave woman style. Yeah. So, yeah, she passed away at 82, I want to say, I think.
Well, I mean, she lived a good life.
82 years old. I don't know how she died. I couldn't find a reason. I'm guessing old age. She's 82. But so for anybody who is interested in that, I can give you a little bit here. So whoever don't know who she is, legendary actress and iconic 1960s sex symbol Raquel Welch has died at the age of 82. Welch's family tells TMZ that the Golden Globe winner died following a brief undisclosed illness. So she did die of an illness, but they're not disclosing what it was. Her TV her TV career kicked off in the mid 1960s with guest spots on shows such as God damn, I can barely even read this. The Virginian, McHale's Navy, which everybody knows, and Bewitched. That's
where I know her from. Bewitched. I used to watch that all the time.
That led to one of her first film roles in 1966's Fantastic Voyage. On the big screen, Welch is perhaps best known for her role in the 1 Million Years BC remake from 1966, manifesting the deadly sin lust opposite Peter Cook and Dudley Moore in the 1967 comedy Bedazzled. So she was in the original Bedazzled. And playing the titular secret agent in the spy spoof Fathom. So there you go. So a little bit sad news there. I don't really know of her work too much. I think I remember watching 1 Million Years BC. Like whenever I was a kid, so probably because my dad was drooling over because
it's a pretty famous 60s movie.
Yeah. So there's that. Also, they released a photo of Lady Gaga from the new Joker movie, which we're talking about the original today, ironically. That we did not plan this. This is completely accidental.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, she's exactly what I thought she would look like, a blonde.
She is a blonde.
That's what Harley Quinn was before she turned into Harley Quinn. She was a blonde, and she was a psychiatrist, and Joker turned her insane, essentially.
Yeah.
So there's that. So you can get online and check that out and see all that goodness. And I believe that's about all I have this week for news. Karen, you got anything?
Mm-mm.
You don't want to talk about how everybody's freaking out?
I mean, I guess I could, but it's such a downer. But like, yeah, I guess everybody's freaking out about Harley Quinn not being gay in the new Joker movie. But it's a prequel, people. Like, it's an origin story for the Joker. And she doesn't turn
and
into...
Harley Quinn, essentially.
Yeah, and Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
So, like, she doesn't turn into a lesbian until much, much later. So she's not a lesbian yet. So, calm down. And that's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, so that whole thing, dude, just because everybody's up in arms about being gay or trans or whatever, that's all fine and good, but just because it is doesn't mean it has to spill into our entertainment and media.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous to think that.
Well, and if it does, it has to make sense. I mean,
Yeah.
don't just do it for
You can't
doing
you
its
can't
sake.
throw in an origin story of Harley Quinn and Joker and then have like Poison Ivy in there,
making moves.
making moves on Harley Quinn whenever that's not what happened in the fucking origins. Yes, she goes lesbian or has a thing with Poison Ivy later on down the road.
That's after she becomes.
But
Harley
yeah, that's
Quinn.
after she's Harley Quinn and she's done a lot of bad shit and Joker dumps her ass.
Yeah.
So, and even Margot Robbie said that eventually she would have liked to have gotten to that point where she's had a relationship with Poison Ivy and stuff like that in the movies.
Yeah.
And because they already did the breakup thing, so
Mhm.
I think
But-
Margot Robbie did a real good job. For
Yeah, I think she
Harley
was
She
Quinn.
great.
did. She did great.
she did
job.
great. But I think, I don't care what anybody says. I'm excited for the new Joker movie because they said it's going to be a musical and it's going to take place in Arkham Asylum. But I think it's going to be great because I think the whole musical thing is going to show a sense of insanity. Like, it's not supposed to be like,
I don't disagree with you. it's going to be interesting how they're.
oh, I can't
how they're
wait.
gonna
I hope
do.
it's so.
Well, I mean,
I
they
hope
kind of
it blows it away.
kind of where he did
It's
with
probably
this
going
one,
to.
you know.
I mean, I don't think it.
I think it's going to be great. So, I mean, it's in capable hands, I would say.
Yeah.
So, but that's all the news I have, and we just wanted to bring that up. Like, shut the fuck up, Twitter. This is why nobody likes Twitter anymore.
It's an origin story.
It's an origin story, dude. Yeah, just leave it
She's
alone.
not a lesbian yet. Give her
Right.
time. She'll get there.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. They'll probably kill it before it gets there.
New Harley Quinn.
I don't know. But anyway, that's all the news I have.
All right, so we'll go into the next sequence.
What the hell have you been watching?
Karen.
Okay. Well, before I do that, I have to preface this because I was thinking about last week.
It's not part of the show.
I know,
Damn it.
but like, you know how we did the recast? I decided that I'm just going to recast everyone as Gary Oldman. It's going to be a one-man show.
He could do it.
He could do it. But I've been watching, so I watched Archer this week, a couple episodes of Archer, because I need to get caught up. I watched a movie called Prisoners. It has Jake Gyllenhaal
Mm-hmm.
and a bunch of other people.
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman. It was really good. It was a good movie. I watched.
Terrence Howard's in that too, isn't he?
Yeah, and I really like him. I hate that he's a jerk.
In real life.
Yeah, and nobody
Yeah, I
wants to
know.
work with him because I really like him as an actor. I love to listen to him.
That's
talk.
the thing. He's always played like likable characters and stuff,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in Four Brothers and all that.
And he's
like,
such a good actor.
and he's a really good actor. But then he's like, you find out in real life, he's actually a dick.
I know. I hate that. I really hate that. 'cause I really
too.
like
I feel
him.
you.
And then I watched a movie called My Best Friend's Exorcism. April told me to watch that.
I've heard of that one. Yeah,
It was good. I mean, it was okay.
it was a movie.
Yeah, I mean, it was all right.
I've seen it. What is that on
It's on
Amazon or something
Amazon,
like that?
yeah. I mean, it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch.
I'm good.
And then I watched Liar Liar because Jack wanted to watch that, and if he asks to watch a movie, I'm down. I watched a movie called I Saw the Devil, which is a foreign movie.
Yeah.
It's very good. I watched Run, Sweetheart, Run.
Did you like that?
Well, they had Dollar Store Ewan McGregor, which was neat.
What?
The bad guy, he looked like Dollar Store Ewan McGregor.
I didn't think he did.
Oh yeah, he did. He looked like, I don't know. I didn't care for it.
I know him from Game of Thrones, though.
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
You didn't care for it?
No, I felt.
I
cheated.
loved it until the end.
Yeah, I guess I could agree with you on that. I felt
Like,
cheated.
Yeah, I thought the end was kind of like, eh. Like,
I mean,
that's,
I
that's
didn't.
what it is. You know, what
I
mean?
didn't want it to be run of the mill.
Right. But then
But
again,
that-
in this case, I kind of wanted it to be. Like, I wanted, like,
Well,
give-
and even if they had kept that ending or that story, they could have done it better. They could have made that a little less how do I put it? Yeah, they were just so full of themselves, I guess. I don't know.
that's really what it
think
is, too. Like, by the end, you're like,
You're rooting for the bad guy.
yeah, I'm
You're
like, this is dumb. Like,
yeah.
all these all these women, and then the whole origin of it all, you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, they could have left it open-ended. Like, just don't tell me why he is what he is
Yeah.
or anything, and just leave it alone, and
Yeah.
just make it like leave it a mystery. Sometimes that's okay. You know,
yeah,
I know a lot
agree.
of people.
I told you. I keep telling you
Yeah,
this. Like
sometimes you
like,
don't want it explained.
like
and you're
Children of the Corn. It's better
yeah,
to not know.
yeah. Sometimes it is better to not know. Sometimes the mystery is what.
I don't want to
drives
know
you.
how the cake is made all the time.
Yeah,
But like, yeah, I think that was the problem. Is that like by the end, it was like they were so full of themselves that I wanted him to win. It was like,
yeah, because like the whole cat and mouse thing was fun. I
Yeah,
loved it.
yeah.
I loved the soundtrack. It was
Yeah,
all good.
yeah.
The coloring. I love the color. I love the cinematography.
oh,
All it was
absolutely,
good.
absolutely.
And then like it got towards the end, I'm like, that's kind of stupid.
yeah,
It really just killed the movie for me.
Yeah, absolutely,
by the
I
end. It was a
agree.
good movie. Like it's worth watching, but by the end of it, you're like you're left kind of like,
I honestly, I wouldn't, because I'm an ending person.
oh yeah,
I would not tell anyone to watch it.
you wouldn't tell anybody to watch it.
Mm-mm. That
But sometimes it's the
Ugh.
journey, Karen.
not when you get there and you're fucking disappointed.
Sometimes it's the journey.
Nope, not at all. Not in
It's
that
not
case.
about the ending. It's about how
Not
you
in that
get there.
case. Not in that case. Nope, that was a terrible one. Hosts, I watched that. It was one that was on my list, and nope, didn't
What
like
is
that
it?
one either. Hosts, it's about these people that invite their neighbors over for like Christmas or whatever.
Oh. Is that the one where they're like they get into some sexcapades and
No, they invite their neighbors over, and I get the
Oh no! Wait, no. I think that might
I
be
get the
something.
impression that they've been friends for like a really long time, but in this case they get like possessed or something. I'm not really sure what happens because it seems like they're possessed, but then it seems like it's aliens. But then they never really explain if it's aliens or
I'm trying to
possession.
think what the fuck you're even talking.
It was on Shudder. I didn't care for it either way.
when did it come out?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I tried to erase it from my memory. I just didn't like it. I watched a movie called Threads. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that.
I've heard of it.
It's very good. It's supposed to be like the movie on, nuclear holocaust, nuclear war. What would happen
Gotcha.
if we got a nuclear bomb dropped
Is that on
us?
Shudder?
Yes. Yes, that's where I watched it. It was very good. I just warn you, it's a downer.
Is it?
It's such a downer, but it's very
Did you ever
good.
see the Divide?
I
It's
think
called
so.
The Divide. It's got Milo, whatever the fuck his name is. He was in Heroes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's got fucking Michael Bean.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Is
Yeah,
his
I
name.
think so. Yeah.
But it's about a nuclear holocaust, and they're all in a fallout in a bunker,
Mhm.
and they're slowly dying from
Well, this is
radiation exposure.
this is sort of like they go through years and they show like, what happened at, the beginning and like progression and, like when they try to have crops and when they try to, like progressional things that happen over years. And it ends kind of abruptly, but really like, what are you going to do after so long? Like this is so many years later. And like, they're just showing you that it's going to take a fucking long time. Like it's not going to happen quick. So,
Look at Chernobyl.
huh?
Chernobyl.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
How many years ago was it that that nuclear explosion happened? And
Yeah.
it's only, I don't even think it's safe to this day yet.
no, you can go closer, a lot closer than
Yeah.
you've been able to in like a really long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's considered to be like the nuclear holocaust movie. And I would agree. It's very good. I watched Scare Me on Shudder.
That's a good one.
That one's great. I
fucking
freaking love that movie.
I
You
watched
know-
that movie thinking this is probably going to be dumb, but I'm checking it out.
No, like I thought,
It
it
is
was
so
probably
good.
gonna be like an anthology, And it was, but it was so good.
In such a different way.
Yeah, in such a different way. And
you don't
I
even
freaking
understand.
loved
Like
it.
I try to recommend that movie to people. I'm like, now listen, you have to listen to me whenever I say this. It's an anthology, but there's no.
There's no cutaway.
There's no cutaway. All of the stories are told from these two people,
They just
but
kinda
it is
line
done
up.
in the most entertaining way.
It's amazing.
It is.
It's so good.
It's just two people. They lose power. They're like in cabins or whatever, so they bunk up together for the night or whatever and tell each other scary stories.
Yep.
And
I love when the pizza guy shows up.
yeah, the pizza guy shows up. But
And he
it
helps.
is the most well crafted movie in that set. Like it's so good. Like the way
I
they
want to see
tell the
more from that
stories.
director. Like that
Yeah.
guy is good.
Yeah, the way they tell the stories, and the girl in the movie, she was in The Boys, and she's in another show now too, and she is such a good actress,
Yeah.
and I want to see her in more stuff, but yeah, the way they I thought that movie was gonna be dumb, and I was just like I was into it all the way.
Well, it's been on my list for a really long time, and like I'm trying to like chip off that list a little bit
Yeah.
every weekend, and I finally made it to that one. So I was really pleased with that.
I'll be honest with you, if I had to rate that movie based on what it is, it's easily an 8.5.
Oh, absolutely! It's
I love
so
that
good
movie. It's so good.
because it's different.
Yeah,
It's an anthology, but they don't need actors to tell
exactly.
the story.
It's a well crafted movie with
Yeah.
not a large budget.
Yeah.
And it's just so good. Like they don't cut. There's no cut. Whenever you can make a movie that entertaining without doing cutaways and all that shit, and still keep that like sense of like, because it's not just scary. It can be funny at times.
Oh
too.
yeah.
And but it's such a like it's lighthearted in the way that like you could say Scream is lighthearted
Yeah.
in that kind of sense. Like
Yeah.
it's scary, but it's also got like this fun factor.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then we decided we're gonna try to fit in at least one Joe Bob thing a week.
That is a lot of TV.
Don't
time,
even
man.
start. Don't. I love Joe Bob.
That is a
So
lot of
it's
TV
not
time.
even. It's not even a chore.
An hour and a half movie is a 2.5.
I don't
hour
care. It's
movie
not a chore. I love
with
Joe Bob. So we did Phantom of the Mall this week. Phantom of the Mall: Eric's Revenge.
Mm-hmm.
You might think that that's a sequel. It's not at all. And it was fun. And that's all I
It was
got.
fun.
It was fun. I would not watch it. I would not recommend it, and I would not buy it. But it's fun to watch with Joe Bob.
I would not recommend it at all, but I'll watch it
Fun.
again.
It's fun to watch with Joe Bob. I love Joe Bob. I'll watch any movie he's putting out. So that's why we're gonna try to watch one a week. And that's all I got.
All right, Joseph, what you got?
So I've been watching The Last of Us still. And that show continues to be very, very good. I gotta say, I'm very pleased with that show. As a matter of fact, Madison, my daughter, is so like she wants to play the game now. That's what she was getting ready to do when we left the house, was play The Last of Us. So I decided that it's probably a good idea to start introducing my kids to more Disney movies, older Disney movies.
Yeah.
So we watched Aladdin last week, and my youngest is 7, and he loved it. He was like, "Oh, it was really good." I was like, "Aladdin's not even the best one, dude. So you're in for a treat." You know, Aladdin's good. It's really good, but it's not the best. The Lion King is.
The Lion
The
King.
Lion
So
King's the
sad
shit.
and happy during that movie.
Mufasa.
The emotions out the
Say it again. So we watched that, and then another one that like I just been craving this movie, and I don't know why. It's probably because I've been listening to the Breaking Canon podcast, and they went over the whole Terminator series, and they just made me want to watch Terminator 2 even more. So I
Isn't that
watched
crazy?
it.
Because that's like the one movie I can watch without having to watch the first one.
I was gonna watch the first one. I was like, I just feel like watching 2. Like
See,
I love the first one
that's
too.
probably like the only movie I can do that with.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't need to watch the first one.
You don't.
I
though.
can
You
just
don't.
watch the
though.
second one.
You don't. So like the first one,
Schwarzenegger's not the bad
like the
guy.
first one is really, really good. Like it's
It really
definitely
is.
It's
It's very
definitely a A+ movie. But
Yeah.
like the Terminator 2, dude, is just like one of the greatest movies of all time, in my opinion. So I had
iconic.
to watch it. I just felt like watching it. And I didn't watch the fucking director's cut. I watched the theatrical version. So because some could argue that, I mean, there's not much of a difference, but there's a few subtle differences. And then also I watched the first part of season 4 of You. So, and I will say that it is better than season 3 so far. So we binge watched it in 2 days. It's
The
only
problem
5
that I
episodes.
have is, again, He already found her.
So
And he
that the
killed her.
thing is with that doesn't last but like half an episode.
I'm
which
just
is-
saying, he already
which
found,
really-
he already
well-
found her.
Spoiler alert here. Spoiler alert. So the first episode goes into detail about how he went to France and all that for this girl from the third season.
Oh, he's a douche.
How he is. Penn Badgley, who plays Joe, doesn't even like his own character.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so he goes.
Fuck that guy.
He went to France,
Fuck
found
that
her,
guy in
she ran
particular.
away, and he said, "I'm going to prove to you that I'm changed," and that's all you hear of it. He goes on to like become like a professor at a college in London, and this and that, and then he meets another girl, but he's killed one person, but that was out of self defense. Other than that, like he's trying to like, it's different because he's the one being stalked now in this season.
Well, all I'm saying is that, if he'd have just stayed in the suburbs with his wife, who was perfect for him, he wouldn't have to deal with any of this.
True. Yeah. It's good though. I'll honestly, I think it's better. I know it's better than season 3, and I will also say that it is also. I might even say it's better than season 2.
Ooh,
Yeah, because I might say it's better than season 2.
I like season 2.
Season 1 was the best, but this might be better. I'm really into this season. Like it's really good. Like
I'm
season
still
3,
over it.
I had to fight to get through that.
I'm still over it.
But season 4, like me and Crystal, we binge watched the first 4 episodes on the first night, and then watched the last episode the next day. And I'm all about. I can't wait for the next part to come out. So
Yeah, maybe you should watch it, Karen.
Nope.
it's good. I like it. So
I'll just wait.
it's a murder mystery. The whole first part is a murder mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Watch
Joe even says he goes like the lowest form of writing.
Yeah.
He calls it the lowest form of writing.
Fuck you, Joe.
Yeah, right. Like you
Pretentious bastard.
Yeah.
Now you gotta watch it, Karen.
He can
It's
fuck right
good.
up. He is such a pretentious bastard. Like he spends 2 seasons trying to find the perfect woman for himself. He finds her. Season 3 should have been about them against the world, but instead it's about him trying to kill her.
Get away from her. Yeah.
Like it.
she's
fuck
crazier
him.
than she's crazier than I thought she was.
Maybe that's
You're crazy though, you fucker.
maybe
Oh, I
that's
hate
like
him.
the kind of sense of you don't know what you want.
He obviously
Well,
doesn't.
that's where I'm trying to get. Like, you know how everybody's like, "Oh, I want money. I want money."
Joe Goldberg can suck a
I'm
dick.
gonna do this and get all the money in the world, and then they find out money's not all that is happiness. So this could be the same kind of sense.
I like it. I think
He-
I think the 4th season's definitely
he
worth
went
it.
for the perfect girl, but it wasn't what he truly wanted once he had it.
And honestly, like all it is the thing about this show
Just
is they
saying.
make every single character so unlikable because they have to shoehorn that in your face because they have to try to make Joe likable. So like everybody in this show from the first season on,
I never thought Joe was likable though.
I've never liked him either. I was like, dude, this dude is creepy. Like, but who else has ever been likable in this fucking show? Nobody, except for like some of them become likable. Like
That the girl in the last
the
one
girl
that
in the
he was-
last
that
season
he was
good.
obsessed
Yeah,
with.
she was likable.
Yeah.
Well, even Beck from the first season was decently likable. I mean, towards the end, you're like, what a fucking bitch. But like, even like,
I
even
thought she was a little too full of herself most of the
a little bit,
time.
yeah. Or like Love from season 2 and 3.
I really liked her.
She
in
was
season
likable
2.
in a very psychotic way.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but like,
Well, I mean, I think it
even
was
her
like she
brother, I
just-
even liked 40.
Yeah, 40.
So, I just hate that their names are fucking tennis terms.
Yeah.
40 and Love.
Yeah. I don't know. I liked Love, and I feel like what she did obviously sucked, but like, I don't know. I think he drove her to it a lot of times. And in season 2, like when she did do the things she did, I don't know. The only one that I felt like she did and it wasn't right was her first husband.
They didn't confirm whether she killed him.
No,
or
she
not,
did.
they?
She said, yeah, when she
But what
gave
was-
him that-
Why'd she do it though?
she gave him Joe that stuff that paralyzed him.
Mm-hmm.
And when she did, she sat down next to him and she said it was an accident because she used too much
She
on
used
her
too
first
much.
on
Yeah,
her first
yeah,
husband.
that's right. Okay,
Yeah.
that's right. Yeah, she gave him too much. I don't know. Check it out or don't. It's up to you. I think it's good. I liked it. I like it. So it's good so far.
I still think I'm over it.
You're gonna watch it.
She
Doubt
may or
it.
may not.
Yeah, don't lie to yourself.
She
You're gonna
may.
watch it.
I don't know.
Joseph, you think I'm gonna watch it?
I think you'll just look it up on YouTube.
she won't despite me. Just
I think you'll
despite
just
me.
look it up on YouTube and
No,
just be done with
once
it.
I'm done with something, I'm usually done.
Yeah, but you're selling yourself too short on the murder mystery thing because that is one of the best parts of this season so far. Because I was like guessing, like me and Chris was like, "Oh, who do you think it is?" You know. So
Colonel Mustard in the library with the
well, the funny
candlestick.
part is the last couple episodes take place in a mansion. So you're like, oh yeah, this is some Clue vibes right here.
This is a little too spot
yeah,
on.
right. That's kind of what I thought too. I was like,
All
and
right,
then, like,
who's gonna
and
come
then, like,
to the
Joe
painting?
is like your detective. So
No,
Yeah.
no, he's not. He's a fucking crazy person.
Where's Tim Curry?
Yeah, where's Tim Curry when you need him? Yeah, fuck Joe.
but yeah, that's all I watched this week.
All right. Well, I watched both the new Jumanji movies with The Rock and Kevin Hart.
When are they going to do the third one? What's going on with that?
I've never seen any of the new ones.
They're not bad. They're pretty fun.
They're pretty good.
Pretty good movies, especially if you got kids.
Yeah. I mean, Kevin Hart and The Rock, you know, they always do a really good job together.
I'm not saying they aren't.
And Jack
good,
Black
I just-
in there is really
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Jack Black fucking kills it.
Isn't he like a girl?
In the second one, yeah.
Well,
Oh.
no.
Or no,
In the first one.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
in the second one.
yeah.
But kind of, it's, yeah, you'll know.
It's good. It's fun.
Hey,
Now that I'm
You'll
thinking
find
about it,
out
like,
if you
oh,
watch
he
it.
did kill it though.
Yeah, he did. He did a hell of a job.
he always does.
I watched the new Venom movie. That was pretty good.
Which
I
one? The
enjoyed it.
one with Carnage?
Yeah, Carnage.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I had to take Jack to the theater to see that.
I didn't like it.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was all right.
It should have been R rated. Rated R. Dude.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't agree, or I don't disagree with that. Jack loves Venom though. Like,
I do too. I love Venom and Carnage. but
that
dude,
the
they should have
first
been
Venom
rated
was
R.
real good, I thought, and the second one was all right.
They were only trying to do the PG-13 thing because they wanted to get into the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Like,
Listen,
come on,
well-
dude. Don't sell your like.
I've seen both of those movies so many freaking times. I think Jack watched them
I've only seen both of them once.
100,000 times.
I love Tom Hardy and I love Venom and all that, but dude, they should have went with a hard R.
Yeah, especially Venom.
If Deadpool can do
Well,
it, he's still in the MCU now.
Especially
I'm not-
Venom. He's
I'm
very
not a-
much.
I'm not a big
anti-
Venom fan. Like, I don't know. I've never really read the comics or anything, so like I don't know anything much more than the movies, so I can't really say anything.
You
I
do,
like the movies.
You do an anti-hero kind of thing. It needs to be.
He starts out as like a bad guy, but like eventually he becomes like kind of like the Punisher or Deadpool, where he's more of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
So whereas Venom or Carnage is just always a bad guy.
Yeah, I get that.
Like he's even went on to be like kind of like the Punisher,
Yeah.
where he does like mercenary
That's what he thinks
shit.
right, regardless of.
Right, exactly.
If you're bad, he kills you and
Yeah.
eats you.
yeah.
Pretty much. And I've been still watching the Vikings seasons. I'm on season 3 now. So there is the last, I believe it's the final season for The Last Kingdom is supposed to be dropping in March. So if you guys get a chance to check that show, I love The Last Kingdom.
I'll probably get to it eventually.
Sometimes I like The Last Kingdom more than I do the Vikings.
See, the thing about The Last
So-
Kingdom is nothing can be ruined. Nobody ever talks about it.
Yeah, exactly.
So like nobody talks about it on social media or anything. So like if I go to watch it, I'm in for a treat because I
Yeah.
don't know anything about it.
And I'm straight. Check it out, man. Because I want to say after the first episode is when you really start getting pulled into it. But don't watch it around your kids because it's very sexual.
Like Game of Thrones.
Maybe I've never watched Game of Thrones, so that's
Either
something.
I just heard
The first
there's a lot
couple
of sex in
seasons is
it.
pretty bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to watch it, but I just haven't got to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of nudity in the first couple seasons.
But yeah, I mean, The Last Kingdom, I cannot say too much bad about it. Not a whole lot of characters or actors you would really know of, but
They do a
yeah,
good job.
Yeah, they do a great job. So, you guys get a chance, check out, check it out.
Okay.
I'm probably going to start that up, start watching all of them again, just to get through the whole seasons. But yeah, that's all I've watched.
Okay.
So,
Let's talk about the movie.
So, We do a synopsis.
Sure.
Karen,
Karen's like watching you, like, yeah, motherfucker.
But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, so Jack, or I'm gonna
Gay?
say all my kids' names. I'm gonna call him Gage, and then I'm gonna call him Jack. But Eric, what's the name of the movie?
the name of the movie is Joker.
Okay.
I need a synopsis for it.
Yeah, I'm working on it. During the 1980s, a failed stand-up comedian is driven insane and turns to a life of crime and chaos in Gotham City while becoming an
just did it.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking.
He said, I guess I
Joseph.
could have done this. He said, I could have just got my phone out and done it.
Yeah, you could have. Into a life of crime and chaos in Gotham City while becoming an infamous psychopathic crime figure.
She does it better.
You much more good at reading.
I can read.
My talking today was not being.
It was made in 2019. Runtime's 2 hours and 2 minutes. And it stars Joaquin Phoenix as Arthur Fleck, Robert De Niro as Murray Franklin, which I don't understand why he's second billing because he's only in it for like, what,
I know.
total of 10
Yeah.
minutes?
I never understood that either. I guess just because it's Robert De
big
Niro.
name.
I
Big
guess.
name.
Directed by Todd Phillips, written by Todd Phillips and Scott Silver, and based on characters by Bob Kane. Take it away, host.
So, what do we think?
1 out of 10. All right. See ya.
1 out of 10.
No,
Damn.
I don't know. There's a lot of things about this movie that I was like, it's such a well acted movie.
I mean, I've seen it once before, but like,
So did I,
it's
yeah.
like 2 hours long, so like, I don't plan on watching it like a lot if I ever watch it again. You know what I mean?
Right. I would. I guess we should.
Like, it's-
would we recommend? I guess.
Oh yeah, like I
Yeah.
mean, I would
Um,
recommend it to watch it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure.
Yes,
If you've never seen
definitely.
this movie, I would definitely.
But
check
like
it
the
out.
would you watch again thing, like I always get tripped up about this because it depends on the runtime, man. Like who's got 2 hours to watch a movie over and
I
over?
I
again?
think. I
already
think
seen
it.
later on down the
Yeah.
road, this isn't something that I'm going to watch
Yeah, I mean,
once
I
or
wouldn't.
twice a year. This is
Yeah.
something I might watch once every like
So on.
5 or 6.
Yeah,
maybe
if every
10
few years or so I might
Yeah,
watch it, but like
I'm not
I-
going to watch it a lot.
yeah,
but it's a good movie.
I would
It's a really
recommend
good
it to people
movie.
to watch it. I would watch it again. Just I'm not gonna watch it a lot.
Right? Yeah. I watched it whenever it came out, and
Yeah.
it was in our box for a reason. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
I like how they touch bases on a lot of things, like mental health and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
Is that a thing though? Like laughing uncontrollably?
It is.
That it?
It is.
It is.
It is. It's a
Yeah.
real condition.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah.
That's weird. Even when he hands him his card, it's like, "What are you laughing at, motherfucker?"
No, it is. It's a real condition.
A nervous
It's
reaction.
it's based on nerves and stress. So a lot of times, any kind of nervous reaction or stress can cause them to laugh. So it's a reaction to something like that.
Does it also account for the fact that he can't fucking spell?
Yeah. But you know what? I kind of thought I really liked that though. When you read that one sentence about like I hope my death
means something.
like
He
What is
said,
it?
"I
What is
hope
it?
my death means more than my life," or something like that.
no, it was something sense because he
Makes
he,
more sense than what my.
Oh,
Yeah, it makes more sense
makes
than
more
my
sense
life.
Than my life. Yeah.
and he wrote sense like as in like change. And like I don't know. I felt like that was
I saw that too. I was
Maybe
like,
that's
so
his
is it
comedy
sense
away.
like money sense, or is
No,
it sense like
I think it was just like he misspelled it, but it was kind of like
did it have another meaning, another undertone meaning?
well, no,
within
I
the
think
movie?
I think to me it's more like it's almost another representation of Arthur that nobody gave a shit enough about him to teach him to spell. I mean, sense is an easy word. Nobody worked with him well enough to teach a
Yeah.
grown man how to spell common words.
I think that there's a few aspects about this movie that I was kind of like, why? I guess like the inclusion of Thomas Wayne, I got it, but at the same time, to say that he was like, Arthur Fleck thought and was confused at the fact that Thomas Wayne could be his dad.
Now,
I didn't really like that.
the
Like,
first
Yeah, that I was thrown for a loop on that one.
Now, so, I actually have some notes about that. So I said, since this whole movie is played out sort of in a multiple choice style, like, is Arthur Thomas Wayne's son? I think, it plays more into the entire Joker mythos, if he wasn't. So that his mother actually started all of this with her own crazy delusion.
Right, and I
Yeah.
get
So-
yeah.
Since, then, I was thinking later on, and I know that the guy who played Thomas Wayne, and I knew this before we watched this again, but the guy that played him, the actor, he played Thomas Wayne as if he was Arthur's father. Like, he believed that the character that he was Arthur's father, and that Thomas Wayne was a dick. Especially in that bathroom scene where the two of them are together.
Yeah.
He played that like he was Arthur's father. And then, like, again, we play on ambiguity in this movie, and the Joker thinks that is in this origin story, but he can't really remember, like in the Killing Joke, right? So he does, in the Killing Joke, he tells the story about where he came from, and he had a wife and he had a kid and all this stuff. But then at the end of the Killing Joke, he says, but maybe that's what happened. I don't really remember. I don't really remember my
That's
life.
the thing about the Joker. See, this iteration of the Joker is something that it's just a certain it's one of the many origin stories of the Joker. This is one that actually, I think, spawned from the animated series.
They took many different. One of them was the Killing Joke. They used the Killing Joke as some of
but
their.
Arthur Fleck was a failed comedian in the old Batman in the
Right.
animated
Yeah.
series,
right.
and that was part of that series. It had nothing to do with the comic books.
But
Same as Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn came from the animated. Just started out in the
Right.
animated series.
Right. But see, I also this time around, the first time I watched it, the whole Thomas Wayne being his father thing, I chose not to believe that just because I'm such a big fan of the comics, and Thomas Wayne's always been a upstanding. He did care about the people. He did want to make things better, and he's always been such a good person. And I'm, almost offended. Like the first time Thomas, no,
Yeah,
he
he's
would
a
never.
dick.
He would never.
Yeah.
So I'm almost offended the first time I watched this. Like, how dare you?
Yeah, because Thomas
Yeah.
Wayne
How
was
dare
supposed to be
you.
an upstanding.
Yeah. But then, like,
Cared
the
about
second time I
everybody.
watched this, right, and I'm realizing that there's so many things that they do in this movie that are sort of multiple choice. Like, we're going to give this to you like it's the truth, but then, later we're going to throw a little curveball at you. It might not be true.
Right.
And then you realize, later when he goes to, like, to Arkham and he gets her file. And one of the things in there is that, both of them were abused by her boyfriend. And he had severe what? Brain damage.
Trauma.
And they talked about his condition came from what? Brain damage. So then the file's correct. Thomas Wayne's not his father.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what I'm saying is, like, there's, the one thing, but then they say, oh, but he could have faked the files. Yeah, he could have, but really, come on. Like, there's so many,
Yeah.
I feel like that's
if they would have
such a
went
stretch.
if they would have went that route where Thomas Wayne was his father, I don't think I'd like this movie as much.
Well,
Yeah.
I think they do leave it open sort of as a he could be. But I think
Yeah, but they never really expressed that Thomas Wayne could have paid to have those files changed or anything like that.
no, they do. They talked about they throw it out there as a
I
he
never
could have.
I never saw
But-
that though.
But the bottom line is that I feel like I don't know. I know part
Because
of it-
even after he reads the file, like it's not brought up anymore.
yeah, I don't think that. I think that it plays more into the Joker kind of mythos. The Joker, the way the Joker's always been. It would be more a play on how his character is if his mother started all of this. If she had a
Right.
delusion and she started all of this.
Yeah, she made him delusional too.
Yes.
And
yes.
that's where I'm saying it gets into the sequel
Mhm.
where the Joker essentially pushes his delusions off onto Harley Quinn.
Right.
So,
That's what I'm saying. I think that actually lends to the story better if he's not his father.
Well, not to mention he doesn't just do that, but he also pushes his delusions off on all of his little henchmen and things. All
Oh,
those
yeah.
guys in the streets.
Oh, yeah.
They were starting to see things his way because, well, don't get me wrong, but
Well,
Gotham
it's-
City has that effect on these criminals.
It's easy to
It's
when
easy to when you're surrounded by grim
Poverty.
darkness and poverty and,
Yep.
and hate every day.
you have no hope.
There's a reason why Gotham City is strongly based off of Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
and Metropolis is supposed to be New York City.
Mm-hmm.
So but in the comic books, they're actually neighboring cities. They're not that far
Right.
from each
Yeah.
other.
Right.
But got like Chicago they have one of the highest crime rates in America, and Gotham, you can see that. I mean, it's a dark and grim place full of crime and poverty. And
Well, it's such a good background that they paint for the
Oh.
city's ripe.
and that's the thing
for,
about these
you
about
know-
Batman movies and anything that has to do with Batman, anything that takes place in Gotham. If you can't set up Gotham properly, you're not gonna have a good movie.
Yeah.
Like, but that's where Matt Reeves with the Batman movie did so well, because he set up a great fucking background for Batman in Gotham City. He made it look grim and dark and terrible. And same with this movie. Like, it looks like downtown Chicago or Gotham, where like it's just a shitty fucking place to be, you know. And very few movies, very few Batman. Like if you watch the Dark Knight series, you don't see that.
No.
It looks like New York City. It looks like
I always really liked...
it looks too clean.
I always really liked Tim Burton's versions.
Yeah,
Because they were gritty and they were, you know, that you could believe...
they had that gothic.
Yeah, you could
that
believe
dark.
that was a city that you didn't want to walk down the streets at night.
Exactly. Yep. Especially in the first one.
Mm-hmm.
The second one was a little more artistic, which, don't get me wrong, looked amazing.
Sure.
But the first one definitely had those grim. Like, the best way I could put it is like the first Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah.
Like, if
Yeah.
you watch that,
Yeah.
like that. I mean, I know that takes place in New York, but that looks like Gotham. Or like a good scene to think of is Last Action Hero, where they
Yeah,
finally
yeah.
get into the real world and they're in New York and they're walking down the street, and well, or at least the bad guy is walking down the street, and they're like, he's like they took his shoes, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's what I picture whenever I think of Gotham City.
Right.
It's just a bad, terrible place. Like him getting his sign taken away from him right at the beginning, and then getting knocked
Man.
out by it. Like, that is Gotham City, man.
I actually, you know, like I wrote kind of like, you know, what kind of people... It's just the worst kind of people. Like, dude's just twist. Like, he's just, you know, twirling a sign. You know that kind of guy doesn't have a great life, right?
Right.
Like, does that make you feel better? I mean, what the fuck? Who? Those kind of people, like, they
That's
just
what I said. I was
deserve.
like,
They deserve the worst.
and then they wonder why Gotham breeds so many criminals and things like that. It's because the city turns them into that.
Mhm.
And Batman, this is why
Well-
Batman. And don't get me wrong, I used to hate Batman, but after watching and learning a lot more about like his origins and like the city, and he's a man, he's one of the biggest superheroes, and he doesn't even have superpowers. Yes, he's rich, I understand, but look at like, he's the only real hero in Gotham City.
yeah.
He's the only one that's out there fighting the crime. You know, he's got like his Robins and things along the way and stuff like that. But like, look at his rogues gallery of villains.
Yeah.
It's gigantic.
But you know, like, the thing that kills me too is that, like, even the people that could make change aren't. And I know that, you know, then Gotham wouldn't, you know, then we wouldn't have anything to
Right.
talk about.
Yeah.
But like, you know, so the sign thing, you know, talking about that, it gets busted up, and you know, these kids take it and they bust it up and they, you know, tear it apart or whatever,
Beat the shit out of him.
beat the shit out of him. And then, you know, he goes back to work or whatever, and the guy's like, well, where's the sign? And he's like, well, didn't you hear I got jumped?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they steal a sign? Why would he?
Yeah.
I mean, you have it in your power to just be a decent human.
Yeah. And be like, it's okay. We'll cover the sign.
Yeah, you
Or
have
whatever,
it in
you
your
know?
power to just, you know, call the guy up and be like, hey, he got
And really,
jumped,
that's
man.
all that matters. He even said at the end, or well, whenever he killed the big guy in his apartment, he even said that's why he didn't kill the little dude, because he said
nice one too.
he said you were one of the only
nice,
people.
You were nice. To
You were
me.
nice to me.
Yeah.
And he let him go. You know why? Because that dude showed him some kindness. If more people would have done that throughout his life, he might not be the Joker today.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
But that's-
you have it in your power to just be a decent human being. Do it.
That's kind of one of the things I posted. I said, Kid on the Bus was pretty wholesome. Seemed like all he wanted was somebody to wanted to do was make someone smile and happy, maybe in a way shed some light into his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
And then
know?
mom is, leave my kid alone.
Leave my
Fuck
kid
you,
alone.
bitch.
Yeah,
Like,
that-
dude, I was
that-
making your kid smile. Like,
Yeah, he was
obviously.
laughing.
Yeah. And see, now, if that was me, if I turned around and somebody was doing that, I might get a little creeped out because, like, some random dude.
Yeah.
And you have to be weary in a town like that. I get it. But at the
Yeah.
same time,
I mean, it's kind of the same.
if you take it out of context, you know what I mean? Then you're just being a dick.
Yeah.
Like you got to turn around and actually
And it's
look at
broad
the context
daylight.
of the
I mean,
situation.
you're broad daylight on a bus.
On a bus.
What's he gonna
What's
do?
the worst he's gonna? Yeah. He's gonna fucking diddle your kid right there on the fucking bus.
You're
No,
right there.
He's right there, dude. Surrounded by people,
And
twice
you know,
his size, as a matter of fact.
again, it's no wonder that he turns out, and he turns into the Joker. Even the people that seemingly are his friends, or start to be his friends, like Randall, he
Yeah.
gives him a gun, and he's like,
And
"Oh,
rats him
I
out.
want you to be safe. You're
Yeah.
my friend." And then he's like, "Oh, and this guy said you were, Randall said you were trying to buy a gun from him the other day." Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, there was no reason for Randall to even
Bring it
do
up at
any
all.
of that.
Yeah.
There was no reason
Yeah,
for him
he
to
was
get...
trying to buy a gun off me. Why would you
He
say
literally interjected himself.
Yeah.
He gave him a gun, and then he tells the boss that he tried to buy a gun. Like,
Yeah.
he interjected himself twice for no reason. No reason at all. Twice he was a shitty human being for no reason.
that? Right.
Yep.
I tell you what, though, that death, whenever he killed him, and that blood on his face, dude, that was so well done.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
The blood on his face is like, dude, you should just make that your makeup. Looks awesome.
Yeah.
Like, but there are so many things in this movie. Like, hold on, let me go through some of my notes here real quick because I wrote quite a few this time.
yeah, I got a few
Um,
here.
For one, first thing is whenever they take the sign from him, and before they bust him, how the fuck was he running in those shoes?
Right?
No
Big
doubt.
ass clown shoes. I
But
was
you
like-
have to see, like, or I noticed that it was kind of neat that you didn't see him running normally, because that I would have been like,
Yeah, like
really.
he wasn't.
But he was running
He
like-
was
like
giving
he-
like some longer strides.
yeah, he was running exactly how you would imagine somebody would have to run. in
Yeah, he was
clown
running
shoes.
like I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know, dude. I would have done falling on my face.
Now there was one thing, and this is just because it bothers
like
me,
the
and it
little
bothers
hop
me in
skip.
every movie. It doesn't matter what movie it is; it could be my favorite movie, but it bothers me. So that gun he has is a Smith and Wesson 38,
Yep.
right? And that holds 5 rounds, but he shot 8 when he killed those 3 guys.
Oh yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, how many rounds does that gun hold?
It's a Smith and Wesson 38 that holds 5 rounds, and I was like,
You were counting them.
it's a thing.
It's a thing. I do
it's-
wonder about this. I'm like, hold on now. There's a lot of bullets in this gun.
I always do that. Like in every movie I watch, I'm like, okay, what kind of gun is that? Yep. Okay, that holds. Yep.
That's one thing I love about like the John Wick movies. They're really
They're very
realistic
good.
with the.
They're
with the-
very
they're
good.
like
He
if he's
changes
got to
his
reload,
mag.
he's reloading, but he does it in a badass way.
Yeah.
Like I love watching him flip the clip
I've
away
actually,
and shit.
I've actually, talking about that, I've actually caught on the John Wick movies where like he might be down to 1 bullet, and he'll
He'll reject.
he'll go ahead and reload, like because I'm like, oh damn,
Like-
he was close.
like one in the chamber or
Yeah. Like I'm like, oh damn.
Don't even have
You
to
know?
cut. He just loads it and.
I mean,
keeps
it's
shooting.
rare. I mean, I'm not
He
saying
gets
that
that
they.
last round in the chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to reload.
Yeah.
Right,
or
like
cock
don't
it.
get me wrong. I've caught sometimes, but like it's rare in that
Right.
one, and plus they're happening so quick. I can't be like 1, 2, 3, 4,
Like, hold on, I'm counting bullets here. Shut up.
shut up. Like, but when I can, I haven't caught it very many times. But yeah, it's one of those things that like when I'm watching a movie and there's just one guy shooting, I can't help it. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
So I will say that like the cello music and like the score to this movie nails the fucking dread of the movie. Like nails like it makes you because let's face it, we all feel bad for Arthur Fleck.
Yeah, I mean this movie.
You
makes
feel
it-
bad for him for the most part.
Yeah,
Like
this-
towards the end, you're like, okay, he's just fucking going ham on people.
Yeah, this movie.
But he's a
definitely makes you
product of
sympathize
he's a
with
product
Joker.
of what
Yeah,
his surroundings are.
I actually like what's the girl
Zaza Beats.
Yeah, she actually said something. What she had to say about it, actually is very.
You know who
well
that is,
put.
right?
Yeah,
That's Domino
yeah.
from Deadpool 2.
She actually, just gonna read it because we're talking about it, but she actually said this the best way, and I think it's what we're all trying to say. But she was asked by Variety about whether or not the movie sympathizes with Arthur. And she doesn't deny that the Joker has a sympathetic viewpoint, but she argues that it is not towards Arthur. Rather, it's towards Arthur's predicament on a broader scale, and empathy toward what is our duty as a society to address people who slip through the cracks, and empathy toward isolation and an observation on personalities who struggle.
It's true. Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah.
in other words, be decent when you can
whenever you
be.
see somebody walking down the street that looks like,
They got
they might be in a lower standard than you, but just shoot them a smile.
just having
man.
a bad day in general.
Smile at them and wave at them. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Say hi. Because I tell you what, man, that goes a long way. I see people at stores and sometimes people even like my wife. She's always like, why do you do that? Like, do what? She's like, you just smile at people and you're always looking at like, because man, like sometimes that's all that a person needs, you know?
Yeah.
Because these days, especially, people are just fucking terrible. And to walk through a store, and I do this a lot, especially with older people. I always step out of their way and I try to be as polite as possible, and I always give them a smile.
Mhm.
I never
Considerate.
frown or look pissed off or annoyed or anything like that, because that's how people are nowadays. And to see a little bit of light in the world every once in a while can go a long way for a person. So
Absolutely.
just as a lesson for today, call me your Mr. Rogers, but if you're
What
out
did
and
we
about,
learn today, kids?
yeah, if you're out and about and you're walking through a store or you're walking into a store or anything like that, just shoot them a smile or hold a door for one, for somebody, and just try to be as decent as possible, because I'm telling you, even if you're having a bad day, at least you can brighten somebody else's day just a little bit. That's all that it boils down to.
Be
Yeah.
considerate of others. I mean,
Yeah, that's what it
literally
is.
What it is.
Be a
Just
little considerate and be nice, man. That's
Well, and a lot of times people are like, they don't want to talk to the weird person, or they don't want to talk to the
I don't
people that-
care how weird you look or anything.
Well, it's a lot.
I
A
don't
lot of
care.
times it's more like people are scared,
Yeah.
right? Like they're scared of that person or whatever. But like,
They're uneasy about
yeah,
that
they're
person.
uneasy about that person or whatever. But like, it doesn't hurt to just be nice to people.
Yeah.
No, because I don't care how weird you think somebody looks or is. That doesn't make them a bad person.
No.
That doesn't mean they're a bad person or they have horrible tendencies or they mean you ill will.
Just bad luck in their
They're
life.
just they're just not like you. That's all it boils down to. It doesn't make them bad.
Right.
Shoot them a smile, man. Hold the door for them, and if you can, strike up a short conversation if you got the time.
I mean, a lot of elderly people, every time they see Penny or walk around the store and they see Penny and they start talking and smiling, I'm not going to tell them, hey, get away from my kid. I'm
Right.
But if they
let 'em have a
only knew.
conversation,
Yep. Yep. If only they knew.
Dude, after that whole file thing though, and like him reading that, how did he stay with her? Like, how did they let him go home with her or give him back to her?
I don't understand that completely either, and it's not
I mean, I
something
get
they
that-
address.
I
but-
get that then we wouldn't really have a story,
right?
but like,
Yeah,
It's Gotham.
And it is Gotham. You are
holy
right there. It is
shit,
Gotham.
Like that file alone.
well, it's
is
kind
enough
of
to
like
give you
what the
nightmares.
therapist told him. People, they don't care about people like you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they don't care. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
So
Like I
for
said,
them,
it's-
they probably saw it as just give the kid back to her. It's one less in the system.
So, like I said, we were talking about Gotham. It's not a very good place.
Yeah, it's kind of heartbreaking.
It
They
is.
found him
And I mean,
chained to a fucking radiator,
Right.
literally look at
starving to death.
Look at the system we have nowadays for kids. I mean, how many of these kids that we know that have been abused and hurt and hell killed nowadays?
Yeah, that's true.
That's in the system. That was in the system, and nothing got done for them.
One thing I
You know
did
what I
notice,
mean?
because the first time I watched this movie, first off, my question is, why the fuck does he get in the fridge? Like, I didn't understand. Like, what the? I know he's nuts and all that.
That was actually I didn't write this one down, but that was actually something he just ad libbed.
It's kind of what I thought. So I feel like he was just like he didn't really know what to do for this scene. Fuck it, I'm getting in the fridge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's something. It's there. Why not?
Yeah.
That was the one thing that rolled through my mind. I was like, he had to have because Joaquin Phoenix is that kind of actor. He's like, I'm gonna try this out and see how
Yeah.
See
it
what
works.
happens.
You know,
Yeah, he
see
just
what
got in the
happens.
fridge.
Yeah, so he went with it, and I could see him doing that. But I'm like, the second thing that rolled in my mind is like, he's just trying to cool down.
Like what killed me is like when he's dancing around in that living room and then he shoots the gun. I'm like,
Yeah.
who does that?
His reaction to it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
oh my gosh,
watching
oh
a
my
war
God.
movie. No, but like, who does that? Even if you don't think it's loaded, nobody pulls the trigger on a gun, even if you think it's not loaded. Nobody does that.
I mean, honestly, Karen, how many guns do you think he's been around?
I guess
I'm sure he's not been showed or trained.
And what's funny is like that's
anything.
the typical gun
Yes.
that the Joker usually uses.
He's
It's like-
Yeah, the
he's
revolver.
obviously got a
Yeah,
mental.
revolver.
He's obviously got a mental illness, and his mother has a mental illness. I'm
And when he
100%
killed-
sure that they never got.
when he killed his mom, it's in a hospital, right?
yeah,
so he
there's-
just walked up out of that bitch.
But
Like,
there's no alarms, no nothing. Like, dude,
Yeah,
you take
once-
off that little thing on your finger and
Yeah,
everything.
beep, 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 yeah.
beep, 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 beep. It's like,
well, this is a older. Did they have that back then?
I'm pretty sure they got heart monitors back then.
Yeah, maybe.
That's
Yeah.
not a new thing.
That's not a new thing. They've had them since the 1800s.
yeah, back then it was.
Back then, it was just somebody holding their finger.
click, click.
Now, he's
click.
still alive. He's good, guys.
yeah,
I'll let you know.
yeah.
I can feel it through his finger. It's okay.
It was the
Maybe-
heart guy.
Yeah, he's just holding their finger the whole time. Like,
maybe
So,
put the
Can
finger.
you let go for a second?
I'm
My heart-
almost done with my 12-hour shift. When's Ted getting here? I'm getting pretty wore out with this.
My finger's turning white. Can you let go?
Yeah, you're holding it too tight, man.
He just put the heart rate and the oxygen sensor on his finger and just held it down.
yeah.
Whenever they stop feeling their heartbeat, beep, beep. Like, all right, Gary, we fucking hear you, man.
We're on our way, man.
Jesus.
She's not gonna get any deader.
I think you're just gripping her finger too tight. So there was something else I was going to talk about. Oh yeah, the girl. So the girl throughout, like the first time I watched this movie, I was like, whenever I found out that the girl wasn't real, I was like, oh, okay, makes sense.
She was real. They just weren't
Oh,
really
man,
having a
through-
relationship.
That's what I'm
It-
saying.
it-
Is like she wasn't real in those scenes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it threw me
And
for a
so
loop.
like the second time I watched this, like I'm watching, I'm like, I could see where, like this, like she's too good to be true because she's there when it's convenient. And
Well-
she agrees with everything he says.
I
and-
actually got that the first time I watched it. I knew that this wasn't happening. And you know what clued me in was when they met on the elevator. He never told her his name. And then when she shows up at his door and she's like, "Arthur, were you following me?" And I was like, he never told her his name. So it clued me in. Now, of course, I didn't know for sure, but I was like,
Right.
something's off
It
about
could just
that.
be convenient, like a,
Yeah, I was like, I don't. He never told her his name, but that's weird, and I don't.
Yeah.
That something's off. And then as like things went on, I was like, it doesn't make sense for her to be with him.
right.
Honestly, it threw me for a loop.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time I watched it, I thought
I was
that
just kind of like, okay, that makes sense. Like I kind of thought it was too good to be true, but yeah, I figured by the end he would end up killing her or going nuts or whatever. But I was like, oh no, she just was never there to begin with. Like
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
Now, did he kill her and her daughter? Like,
That's hilarious. I have
I'm
trivia on that.
so fucking thrown
okay,
off.
I was a little because watching it the second time, I don't remember. I was like, did he?
That thought never entered my mind.
Well, he like turned
Either
around
time
to her
watching
and kind of
this.
did that number, and it was like, oh no.
Either time watching this, that thought never entered my mind. But I have trivia on it, so
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
answer your
We'll
questions.
get to that.
Yeah, because I was a little confused. It was like, did he or didn't he? I feel like
I hope not.
he could
I hope
have,
not.
but I don't think they want to
You're gonna cry.
insinuate.
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't think they want them to insinuate like him killing a child either. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, we are talking about the Joker, though.
especially
He's-
whereas like he doesn't really kill people who he don't feel like in his own mind deserves it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and she didn't really do anything wrong to him. You know?
No, and like I said, it's just, the only thing that really clued me in on that whole thing the first time I watched it was like first the name thing, and then later I was like, this is just too good to be true. Like, it doesn't make sense that she would be into him
Right.
Yeah.
at all. But stranger things have happened. But then like when you find out she wasn't there and that they weren't having a relationship, I wasn't surprised by it. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. But I think for me, the first scene where you really feel like he's sort of
Losing it.
coming into his own. Okay, like most people would argue it's the stairs scene, right? Like where he's walking down the stairs and he's all
You see it
kinda
little by
dancing.
little.
Yeah.
Sure, but that's
Especially throughout the second half.
a lot
the
of
movie.
people would say that that's when you first that's when he's embraced it and that's just where he is, right? Like that's where he's full. I would argue that I think it's when he's out, he gets chased by the cops, right? Like he gets to the bottom of the stairs and he's getting chased by the cops and he runs,
Oh yeah.
right? He runs and he gets on the train. and just the chaos that he causes
Yeah.
on the train. Just by
that's a
simply-
very Joker thing. Too.
Just by simply being there and the things he does. I think that that's where he fully realizes the power he has, and
Yeah.
he really goes, okay, I can do this.
This is one of the because like I never like the Joker is one of like even throughout all of like Marvel, DC, the Joker has always been one of my most favorite villains
Absolutely,
because for one, you never knew where he came from.
the charisma.
Yeah,
You don't know how the cake's made.
exactly. And I love the fact that he has no origin story. Like this is the closest thing you're ever going to get to an origin story for the Joker because this, like I said, this isn't even his true origin story. But
You're never gonna get that.
But you're never going to get that. And I'm okay with that
no,
because
absolutely.
because it throws so much like he's like an entity that just came about one day to make the Batman's life a living hell. You know, because and one thing I've always loved about him is not only is he crazy, but he's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
He's a genius. He knows all the right moves and all the right things to do but he has no ulterior motive.
He knows
None.
every step before Batman makes it.
His whole point isn't to make money.
Do I look
or,
like the guy with the plan?
He doesn't care about money or power. He just cares about creating chaos.
Yeah.
That's his whole thing.
And that's why I say the train scene is for me when he really realizes what kind of power he's wielding. Because he's running down the steps and, just having a grand time. He's just, having a grand time. But I think it's when he gets on the stairs or gets on that train and really starts to cause that chaos that he realizes, holy shit, I can do something with this.
I started this.
Yeah, I have
and I
some
think you're
power
right
here.
with that because whenever he gets on the train and he takes that guy's mask and creates that chaos, that's the Joker. 100%.
And before that, all he's trying to do is get away from the cops.
Yeah.
He doesn't realize.
But
that
once he gets off the train and he realizes what he did, he's just kind of like he's on cloud nine at that point.
and that's when I think that's when he changed his mind because originally he was going to go on the Murray show and kill himself. He's been talking about it the whole time.
Yeah.
I think that's when he changed his mind and he decided to kill Murray. I think that right there when he got off the train was when he decided, nope, I'm not going to kill me. I'm going to kill him.
Yeah, because I don't really think he knew what he was going to do whenever he got on the show until I think about the time he got on the show.
I don't know
So-
if I can totally agree with that because I think he still had it in his mind to off himself, but Murray kept pushing Murray kept pushing and pushing shit to make him just like fuck you then, and just
Killed him instead.
I don't know because I feel like just based on the charisma he brought out as he's walking out.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
like, he was
what I'm
just-
saying is like you could tell in his face like he was happy, and then Murray just kept pushing and pushing things. He's like you could see in Arthur's
Oh, yeah,
face,
he was getting
starting to
angry.
piss.
Yeah,
starting
he
to-
was
he's like,
getting
"Fuck
angry."
this."
But it was more like, I think that, well, maybe he didn't decide to kill Murray, but I don't think that he meant to kill himself anymore. I don't think that, I
Maybe
think that
not.
he had decided when he
So-
got off that train, he was no longer going to kill
I want to
himself.
talk. I want to talk
Maybe.
about the scene with him on the Murray show because I made it a point to like this is probably one of the best acted scenes that I've seen in recent movie history.
Yeah,
Because let's face it, acting nowadays it's almost like a lot of these actors phone it in. But like this scene, and I got to hand it to Joaquin Phoenix, dude. This dude,
he's a great.
he
actor.
gave it a 100%. He gave this 110% because
Yeah.
he does fantastic in this scene, and that scene between him and I honestly got to say he even acted better than Robert De Niro in that scene.
Mm.
Like so because there was so much dread and tension because you didn't know what the fuck he was like the first time I watched it. You didn't know what he was going to do. Like, what is he going to do here? Like,
Right,
because you knew he was thinking about killing himself, offing
Right.
himself
Yeah,
on the,
the
show.
whole time.
right.
But like, you're like, I'm not getting that vibe. I'm getting that vibe. Like somebody's going to fucking die. So
I knew he wasn't going to off himself.
yeah,
'cause,
right.
I mean,
Obviously, but it was just kind of one of those things where I was like, it's a really well acted scene, and it really just brings a lot of tension and dread, and you're just like, holy shit, this is the Joker. This is what the Joker does. He brings so much tension and so much cynicism to the situation, and you feel it. You know what I mean? So whenever an actor can do that with this character, I give him a round of fucking applause. Like, the only person who was able to do that before this was Heath Ledger, and I would argue that he did a better job than Heath Ledger. So this is where I want to ask you guys, best Jokers from 1 to 5.
I refuse to answer that.
You fucking... Why? Because they're just different depictions?
Different iterations.
Okay. Okay, favorite Jokers from 1 to 5.
Okay.
See, it's different iterations. So like,
But that's fine, but which ones are your favorite? I'm not saying
you mean
best.
like what's my favorite
Favorites,
iteration?
yes.
Okay, I'll start. I'll start from 1 to 5. I won't do 5 to 1. Honestly, I will say I think Heath Ledger is my number 1.
Okay.
Top number 1.
Because he gave you why though? Is it because he gave you that menacing plus fun?
Yeah, just
like
the
classic
whole,
Joker.
The whole just, I have nothing to lose. I have nothing to gain. I just want to cause chaos. I'm just wanting to be, see how much trouble I can cause. I want to see how much, how I can turn everybody to be that one push away from being insane. All it takes is one push. And then in this one, Walking Phoenix is going to be my number 2 because the mental illness part, I love how they integrated the mental illness into, like I said, one push.
Well, what is it? What is it in the Killing
Joke?
Joke? I think it's in the Killing Joke. It's in one of the comics, but the Joker says that everybody is one bad day away from being insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't say insane.
That's
he says
basically
being mean.
the whole Joker.
I think he says being mean.
Does it say it's being
I think he
mean?
says everybody's one bad day away from being mean.
Something like that,
something
yeah.
like that. And that's basically the Joker's whole concept. He wants to make sure that he can prove that everybody is just like I am.
Mm-hmm.
All they got to do is have one bad day, and here we are. So, I mean, it goes, Heath Ledger, Walking Phoenix, Jack Nicholson. The gangster Joker, Jack Nicholson. Then I want to say my number 4 is going to have to be the animated. Fuck. I know his name.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. And then the
And then you're gonna go classic
Joker.
That's probably. I think I would go your first 2. I would definitely go Heath Ledger because he brings in so much that fucking nefarious. This is my lesson, and this is what I think is going to happen. But of course, Batman's there to spoil the day. You know what I mean? Because he has more hope in human life than the Joker does.
And his Joker just didn't care. I mean,
exactly. And I love that his origin story was, like I said, he didn't have one. Every time he was talking about how he got this smile, it was always a different story and shit like that. And I love that. That's my favorite thing about the Joker is you never know where he came from.
Yeah.
And then I will agree with you. The second one would have to be Joaquin Phoenix because he did such a good job. He's just a fucking great actor.
Yeah,
and if you're looking for that sort of serious drama with dread and to a good origin story, then that's good. That's good.
Definitely it.
That's it. And I can't wait to see what they do with Harley Quinn and to see somebody else depict Harley Quinn because I liked what Margot Robbie said. She said, they're like, are you upset that Lady Gaga is taking the role? And she goes, no, not at all. She goes, I'm glad I was able to start something that other people can bring their own thing to. She goes, I'm glad that somebody else is doing it. And then after him, I would have to go with, I would have to say, honestly, I'm going to go Jack Nicholson because of the gangster thing. But before Mark Hamill, I'm going to say that and I'm only saying this because of the Snyder Cut. I'm going to go with, or no, actually I take that back. I'm going to say he actually did better than Jack Nicholson. I'm going to give him my number 3 spot for this reason, Jared Leto. Because of, not because of the fucking Suicide Squad movie, because that movie was dog shit. But because of that short 5 or 10 minute scene that he
At the
got
end when it was
in the
apocalyptic.
Justice League. Yeah, because that
That
right
one-
there
that
was the
was-
Joker that I
yeah.
think everybody wanted and didn't get for
Yeah.
the Suicide Squad and all that. Because it showed that Jared Leto had a lot to give to that character, but they didn't give him a chance to give it.
Yeah.
So I think that was a good depiction of the Joker.
Yeah.
And then I would have to say Jack Nicholson. So, and then from there, fuck Mark Hamill. He can suck a dick. I'm not even going to put him on my list. I'm going to go old school classic Batman Joker. So, because I don't like Mark Hamill. He can suck it. Other than that, though, like he ain't even going to make it on my list. Even though I love that Joker, he's not making it on my list. Sorry.
I'm just going
Just
by
because
the
it's Mark
character.
Hamill.
I'm just going by the character.
I don't blame you, but I'm being a prude. So
Yeah,
fuck
prude.
Mark
You're
Hamill.
pulling my Sarah Silverman thing,
Yeah.
where I don't like Sarah Silverman, so fuck her.
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah. I
get
just
it.
don't like Mark Hamill. I used to love Mark Hamill, but he needs to stay off Twitter.
I get
I
it.
haven't heard anything on his Twitter. I'm not big into Twitter, so.
Yeah.
He gets too political. I don't like
Oh,
it.
does he?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Keep your fucking opinions to yourself. You're an actor. Entertain.
I agree.
Dance like a monkey. Sorry, dude. That's what they are. They're performing monkeys. Sorry, dude. But whenever I'm out there laying, I'm a Mason. If I'm out there laying brick, I'm not out here giving you my philosophies on life
Right.
and telling you like you should vote for this president or whatever. That's not I'm not there to do that. You're not paying me to do that. You're paying me to lay the brick on your house.
Yeah.
So, I'll keep my opinions to myself and I'll be polite. He needs to shut the fuck up and do what he does best, and that's act and voice act.
That's why I say I'm more into the entertainment he brought
Right.
to the
I
table.
get it. I understand. I love Luke
that's why-
Skywalker, dude. He did a lot, but he should shut his fucking mouth. So, the same as any more of you fucking Trump psychos out there. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Trump psychos.
Yeah. You fucking weirdos. I'm done with it, dude. I'm done, I'm just tired of the fucking political crap. Leave it alone. Anyway, Karen, what's your
I don't
five?
want to, but I will. So I'm gonna have to go with Jack for number one because on the big screen, he's the first,
That's true, yeah.
and I don't think without his portrayal,
That's not true.
on the big screen.
The original Batman movie?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Come on, dude. You can't exclude that. You said on the big screen.
Yeah, but okay, I guess.
And
but
you can so tell that he took so much from the original Joker and integrated that into his Joker. So much.
not.
No, he
No?
did.
I
No,
believe he did.
I don't think so.
Oh my God. Go back and watch the old series or movie and then watch Jack Nicholson. You're like, God damn it. I promise you. You're like, yeah, I see it.
Anyway,
She's like, Fuck
without
you. I disagree.
Without him, I don't think you have the iterations that we have today.
Okay, maybe, but
That's what I'm getting at. Is that without him, you don't have Heath. You don't have any of the other drawing.
I get that. Yeah.
You know. Second's gonna be Heath because of the goofy crazy, the goofy.
But serious at times.
But well, no, what I mean is like goofy, but like, dude, he'll kill you. Like like this is
Like
not
the magic trick?
yeah, like
with the pencil?
this is not like funny.
The pool,
like you're not.
pool stick.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Find
But,
it out. We'll see who wins.
yeah. And then it's Joaquin, and then for the same reasons as Eric, I like Mark. I like his portrayal, his character, the video games, the animated, all
Yeah,
that.
anything
it's-
voice related.
yeah, it's very good. And then it's the campy guy, campy original. Jared's not going to get on my list.
Jared's not on your list.
Nope.
Did you
I mean,
watch?
I agree with
Did you watch the
Joseph's-
Justice League?
I agree with Joseph's portrayal on Jared Leto at the end of Justice League, but anything before that, no, I don't think he did. a
Yeah,
great
I don't
job.
think he did good.
But the portrayal in Justice League at the end of that apocalyptic, he did bring a very good portrayal of what the.
It was
Joker
less of a
should
joke and more of a. I mean, it was still a joke, but it was still more of. He brought more of a serious tone to the character.
be. Yes.
Which is what he heavily needed in the Suicide Squad. He looked too much like a fucking, a gangbanger, with tattoos and all this bullshit and bling on his teeth and all that.
Yeah.
That's not what I want out of the Joker.
No,
you know what I
in
mean?
this one, he's very.
Like, don't get me wrong, that
apocalyptic.
depiction of the Joker is the worst one.
Yes,
Oh, I agree, but no, I don't. I
but like
I don't like Jared Leto as the Joker.
So you're on the same boat as me.
No.
with
It's
Mark
I
Hamill.
don't like him. I don't like his portrayal. I don't like the way he did it.
Oh, you don't like. Okay,
I don't like-
I see.
I don't like
You don't like his
Jared.
performance.
Did-
as
I
did
don't
you-
like his performance
Did
exactly.
you
I don't.
did you see the Justice League portrayal?
Yeah, I
like
don't.
that?
I don't like it. I don't
Okay.
like.
She's
his,
saying she just don't like his version of it.
I don't like his version. I
Yeah.
don't.
and that's
he,
fine.
He didn't.
I get it.
He didn't do it for me at all.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And it's not just because it's Jared Leto. It's just, I mean, maybe it is, but like I just didn't
But
like
yeah,
it.
like he said, that apocalyptic scene though. I mean, it
I'm
brought
not
a
saying
lot
he
more
did a bad job.
It was like, okay, you took this everything from my life, and I'm
Yeah.
here to just whatever, but I'm not here to help you.
Yeah, I'm not saying he did a bad job. Just not my cup of tea.
Right.
Definitely better than Suicide Squad, but I'm
Definitely
not down for it. I guess.
I don't think it would be very hard to beat the Suicide Squad one though. It's not a very good.
No, it's not very.
I'll
good
tell you what.
portrayal.
When they lifted the Joker out of the car, like I got the careful, he's a hero vibe. Like that they
Yeah,
had.
they're like
carefully, he's a
carefully
hero,
carrying him.
He's a hero.
Yeah,
Like,
even though he's probably all of 90 pounds for this movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Dude,
Takes
like,
3 of them.
How skinny do you have to be for tidy whities to hang off your ass?
I mean,
Oh,
he
man,
is
he
he
really-
is really
Ooh.
tiny for
Yeah.
this movie. I'm hoping like I hate to put it like Krampus style, but I hope he doesn't come back like that for the second one.
Yeah, hopefully
Like, I
it's a little
get
bit more-
Well,
that
and I
he-
wonder, like, they hinted at it in that file about like how he was starved and stuff. I wonder if that's like a carryover from childhood because you never see him eat. Like he's always making food for his mom and stuff, but like you never see him
That's
eat.
true. I guess you really don't. You never do see him eat.
He's just smoking all the time.
He does. He smokes a lot of cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
He honestly watching this movie because I used to smoke and I quit. Quit 2 years ago. Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop.
So watching him smoke made me want a cigarette. I was like, gee, like I haven't had any cravings, but I'm like, dude, like, damn, you make smoking look cool. You know, like
I'm just saying, like, I wonder if that's like a carryover, like part of what, when he was a kid and that being used as like a form of punishment. If like that's just another way for him to punish himself now as an adult, I guess.
right.
I don't know. It's just something that kind of popped into my head when I saw the file, and that was part of the thing that they found was that he was being starved and him being so fucking skinny. But, and then like I kind of not necessarily got goosebumps, but I thought it was so fitting that during this whole thing, the chaos and the riots and all of that, you see the Waynes come out of the theater.
I know. I was like, wow. Like I see.
Like
I
you,
liked.
you always think, oh, that's been done to death. We've seen the Waynes die a million times. Can we fucking
But
stop?
this time you're
but
like,
this time I was like,
Uh oh.
ooh.
I know it's about to go down.
Like this time it was almost like, yes.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
yeah.
not that I want to see
I
them
like-
die, but
yeah.
this time it was like, how fucking fitting.
Right.
I
and
like
then-
how it wasn't just brought into like any of the other Batmans or anything was brought into. It was just a random act. The dude just walked up, killed him, and all that. I like how the fact that this was during a riot. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
the riot was started by.
Well, what's even
The
worse
joke.
about it is that if these riots were going on, the Waynes aren't walking out the front door.
Right.
You know, they're going out the back. They're staying in the building. Something. They're not just going to walk out the front door.
Mhm.
So that was one thing that I was like, that's not right. But also,
Although, if Thomas Wayne is the kind of man that he is in the comics, he might be going out the front door.
I
Did
don't
you
know.
guys catch the?
He wouldn't
the-
because he'd try to protect his family.
Did you?
No,
guys,
I'm saying he might.
He might.
Maybe
but-
not them,
Yeah.
but he might.
You catch what was on the playlist on the theater?
Yeah. The, shit.
I can't remember the name of the movie or show or whatever.
They're legit movies, and they
Yeah.
were in the early 80s.
Zorro the Gay Blade.
Yeah, that's what it
Zorro the
was,
Gay
Zorro.
Blade, and what was the other one? Fudge. They were both early 80s movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that wasn't that what they went to go see
Zorro.
Zorro
Yeah.
in the original or something like that, or was it?
No, it changes because
Does it?
they
Yeah.
always Bruce Wayne can't be 100 years old. So it always changes, you know,
Right.
like, you
throughout
know.
the years.
Yeah.
Let me go through my list here.
I think I've gone through all of mine.
Yeah, I think that's it. That's all I
Yeah,
have.
that's all I got for mine. My notes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's rock out this bitch.
So, Karen, what's your review?
Well, first I'd like to say that the cinematography in this I really liked, because you didn't just have straight on shoots, right?
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of where they would shoot almost like from the floor,
Off angles.
or off angles, and I really like that when they do that. And the music, how well it accompanied each scene. You know, when he walks out in the full Joker thing,
Outfit.
and they did that whole song, I can't remember what it's called, but you know, it was on all those, you know, we listened to it in gym class and shit, you know, like they fucking played that song, and he's going down the stairs, and it's like,
Oh, that
you
old
know,
classic rock
yeah,
song.
like,
Yeah.
you know, pumping everybody up and all that. Like, it's just perfect. And
I honestly didn't think that song fit too well.
no,
for the
I did,
scene.
and it was
You did?
because
I
of
didn't.
the pump up factor. Like it was just this pumps you up kind of song. Like, and I think it's because like that's always what it was. You know, okay, hockey. When we played hockey, that's what they would play when we would go out on the ice
Right.
when we were kids and stuff. So I guess that's what I associate with. It was like a pump up song. So anyway, music, and then the relationship between him and his mom was really well acted between the two actors. They did a great job. The chemistry between the two of them, you almost see it disintegrate before your eyes. Like it starts out, you think there's just
Very
a very
wholesome and-
loving relationship,
Yeah,
and then
like
it
he's
sort
just
of
there to take care of his mom.
Very loving
yeah,
mother and
yeah,
son.
and you almost see it just kind of just disintegrate in front of you. And both of the actors did a very good job at portraying that. And there was no bad actors in this. I feel like I can't really say a whole lot of bad about it at all. So I gotta go with like an, oh god, I wish we could do like I don't know. It's so hard. I want to do 9, but that's like so high. I'm gonna, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go 9.
Damn, that might be the
9.
highest score Karen's ever given.
It is probably, but I mean it's up there,
It
right?
is.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I understand. I get
there's
it.
not a whole. What
There's
bad
not a
can you
whole lot of
say?
cons on
Yeah.
it.
I mean, what can you say that's bad? Really? That's it. That's all I got.
Well, for me, there's a lot of things to love here. There's not too much to hate. Joaquin Phoenix is, I mean, he's a diamond in the rough in this one. He's amazing in this role, and like I said, he's one of the best Jokers I've ever seen. And he's also the only one I think to ever play it and not actually go crazy while playing it, because I think he was already crazy before he played the role. So. But like Karen said, a lot of the cinematography, the music, the script is tight. It is a very tight script. There's not a lot of flaws within the script that you can point out and be like, oh, I don't know about this. This doesn't make sense. You know, like a lot of it just fits together. Everybody in it does a great job. The only person I gotta say, I mean, even he still does a good job, but like Robert De Niro, he doesn't come off to me as like a talk show host. You know what I mean? Like that's the only issue that I'm like, I don't know about Robert De Niro here. Like I'm thinking more of like a Carson or something like that. But you got Robert De Niro in here, and he's got that too much of that I don't know, mafia like bad boy attitude.
I think that's just because that's what we've seen him in. So
I know,
much.
but that's why he would be. Why I think he's just a bad person for that role.
Mhm.
He's the only person that was kind of out of place to me. They could have gotten somebody so much better for that sort of position, but I think that they saw like, oh, we can get De Niro for this, and they're like, yeah, let's get De Niro for this because we can, because it's De Niro. So, but I don't think he did a terrible job or anything. I just didn't think he fit the role right. That's my main gripe, I think, for this whole movie, is that De Niro didn't really fit in there. You know what I mean? In that position. I think that they could have gotten somebody so much, like, I wouldn't say like Al Pacino or anything stupid like that, but like, he's just the one person that I don't think fully fits.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think the only reason that I would say De Niro worked well is because he was.
The only reason why I think he worked well is because he is a good actor.
Well, yeah, but like also he was very good at pushing. He was good at pushing there at the end, like being pushy.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, he
you know,
started getting a little bit more of that attitude, like, oh yeah, well, wise guy, well, you know what I mean?
Right.
He started that attitude.
That's what I'm saying is like
I could see that. Yeah.
I mean, even before that, he was able to pull off that attitude, like making fun of even before they pulled
Yeah.
off. He started
Yeah,
making
that's
fun of
true.
him on his show.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Having
Yeah.
that little smirky attitude.
Right.
Smug.
Smug.
Smug,
Yeah.
yeah.
Smug
Yeah,
attitude.
I guess. I didn't care much for him in that role.
No,
I love Robert
I
De
get what you're
Niro,
saying.
but yeah, I get it. But aside from that, I mean, the movie's solid, and I don't think. I mean, it's a great movie. And if you're looking for that kind of movie, I think I would have to go with an 8.5 on this one.
Yeah.
8, 8.5. I'll give it an 8.5 because it is close to. It is very close to, like, as close as you're going to get, especially nowadays, to a perfect movie.
Yeah.
You're not going to get much these days, especially with movies. You're not going to get much better than this.
Yeah.
And in a world, and it's crazy that I'm giving it a high score like that, coming from what would be a superhero movie. But I mean, it's not really a superhero movie, but
It's more of a drama.
but it's from that whole universe of superheroes.
So,
you
know,
know?
I feel about superhero movies.
Yeah,
anyway.
and so for this though, it's not like a superhero movie. It's more
No.
of a
I like that we're seeing it through his eyes.
Exactly.
And not
It's
Bruce
more of a
Wayne or
villain
Batman.
story.
Like
Yeah.
It's more.
we've seen enough of that.
and that's what another thing that I love about this movie is there's no mention of any Batman or any other villains or anything like this. It's just the Joker.
It's almost.
This is the Joker show, and that's what it is.
It's almost like a dramatic thriller.
Right,
in
exactly.
honest-
and it's not,
in all
and it's
honesty.
there's no. You couldn't even honestly, if you delivered this movie to somebody who didn't have any idea of, Batman or superheroes or anything like that, and they watched this movie, they would never think twice of ever. They would never think that this had anything to do with superheroes.
Yeah.
right.
Never.
Because it's
Right.
not so much
Yeah.
action packed as much as, like I said, drama.
Yeah. And that's what it boils down to, and I think it's great. I think that it's a really good depiction
That's why it's a good origin story because
Exactly.
Yes.
it doesn't rely
on other
on all the
characters.
other
Yeah.
universe that has been built around
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I love that. And like you sit here and you're watching it and you're like, you don't ever think about Batman throughout the whole movie. You don't ever think like, oh yeah,
Where's
Bat-
Batman?
where's
You
Batman?
almost don't
What's
associate
Batman?
it with the Joker
yeah,
until the very end, and then you start to see all of the Joker-esque.
yeah. But even like seeing Bruce Wayne and stuff as a child and that you're like, you never think any of that's, you know what I mean? You never
No.
think Batman, you know what I mean?
Right.
Other than whenever he's standing there over his dead parents.
Yeah.
There in the alley at the end, and you're like, yeah, okay, but that's it. That's the only hint of Batman you get out of it.
Yeah.
So it's so wild, man. It's so wild, and yeah, I think at 8.5, really, like, they don't. This is where I think that if they want to keep superhero movies alive, where they need to go with it, they need to start taking a more dark and serious take on them, like this, instead of making your big blockbuster CGI heavy, Marvel movies and stuff. Like, it's people are bored with it.
Yeah.
We're getting bored of it.
Yeah.
You're exhausting the superhero crap. Whenever you're pumping out 6 movies a year from a universe, that's a lot, man. That's a lot to take in.
I've been bored with it.
Yeah. I've been bored with it
bored
since
with it.
Endgame. Once Endgame was done, I was like, where do you go with it from here? Like, this was a great climax to this universe. Like, I
Yeah.
think that, take a long fucking break from it.
Be
you know?
done.
Or be done, yeah. But yeah, 8.5.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, my pros, I mean, I love how they delved into the mental illness of the Joker and just mental illness in general. People don't think about what could cause people, or what's going through people's minds on a day-to-day basis, and what could cause them to snap. And just seeing this guy go down this spiraling staircase, downhill. I don't know. I just really like how they kind of really touched on to the mental illness. And
Yeah.
it wasn't like a fictional mental illness. They were all factual
Yeah.
mental illnesses.
And
that
I
people
forgot to
were
mention
having.
that too. That was part of the reason that I went so high, was that they do such a good job at depicting. Obviously, they don't try to give you any indication of what he really has,
No.
but he does such a good job at depicting various.
And I agree. I very much agree with that, because
Yeah.
like those long pauses of him just like sitting there with a cigarette in his hand and just thinking, lost in his own thoughts and his
Yeah.
own mind. Those are the things that you're like, what's he thinking about? Like you can't
Yeah.
tell, because he's about that far gone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like you don't know what he's thinking, how he's going to react.
Yeah.
And there's just long, heavy pauses of him just being lost in his own thoughts. And that's a good way, especially in a movie, to show just this character and how he's losing himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you bring up a great point that I forgot to talk about.
That is a very good
Yeah.
point, actually. Yeah, like they do a great job
Yeah,
with that. in
great
this
job
movie.
on the whole mental illness thing. And then, I loved how, the twist on his persona in this one compared to, Jack Nicholson's, or, I love how they have the twist.
How
on
they're
him.
like fun
Yeah.
and like goofy.
And this is just that whole dark path of what's going on with him before he becomes the final Joker.
yeah, the
you
final
know?
product of what he's going to become. Yeah.
So I love the fact of that. The pace was great. I thought the pace of the movie was really good. The story behind this was phenomenal in my opinion. Acting was spot on, I thought. So honestly, and the cons, I really didn't have any bad cons on this movie at all.
Yeah, there's not a
I
lot of
can't
bad.
not think of one bad thing. I can just be like, no, fuck
That's why I
this
had to
movie.
go high.
And that's
Yeah, you
kind of
can't
where
hate on it for nothing, really.
yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at with on a 9 on it, because I cannot think of any bad. I can't say 10 because 10 is like fucking just
10's perfect, and there's no
movie.
such thing.
Yeah, there
But
is no such thing
I
as a
guess
10.
I guess I'm saying 9 because I couldn't sit here and watch the movie over and over and over.
I don't know. The Nightmare on Elm Street remake is close to a 10.
Yeah, I could watch that every day, all day long, on rerun.
I can't believe you would say that of all people.
But
Like, you're gonna burst into flames one of these
I
days when
know.
you
I
say
fucking
that.
hate that
that's
movie.
why I can't say it's a 10, because I can't sit there and just keep watching the movie. But then again, I can't say it's a bad movie. I can't say there's anything bad in it that I.
There really-
That, yeah, that's
Sit there and
that's what I'm
rewatch.
saying. Like,
That's where you're like lost. You're like, man, this is such.
I
like,
wanted
I have
to
nothing negative.
I wanted to say
about this.
8.5, but the more I
It's tidy whities. Fuck it. I don't like them.
yeah, like the more I thought about
He's
it, I'm
too
like,
skinny,
I can't
damn it.
do 8.5 because what do I have to bitch about?
Yeah,
you
there's
know,
nothing to bitch
him
about.
being malnourished. That's also due to the mental
That's-
illness.
You-
stuff.
I mean,
So,
everything-
few complaints you could probably throw in there, like, oh, they didn't explore the.
Okay, I
Yeah.
have one complaint. The gun. He shot 8 times.
Okay, yeah, there's your
But
There's
don't
my
know.
8.5.
He
That's
might
your
have been
1 point.
reloading as he was walking up on that dude to shoot him again.
Every movie, and if that's my biggest complaint, it's still a 9. I mean, every movie
Right,
does
exactly,
that, you know,
yeah.
like it's all.
I love the fact that like the little guy when he's
Yeah,
running,
he's like, get out of
You're
here.
the-
You
you're
were
the
always
only
you were
one
always
that was
nice, to me.
and he lets him go, and that's
Yeah.
a lot of mental
Yeah.
illness people. If you
And I
if
love-
you're nice to them,
I love a great gritty movie, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love a good gritty movie.
Well, I
So-
think
It shows realness.
I think
man.
Yeah.
with these kind of movies, especially if you're gonna do an origin story and you're gonna do it right, they got to be gritty.
Yeah, exactly.
How can you? How I just
That's the problem with Marvel, though, man. It's all too clean and sheen, and as they would say in Mad Max Fury Road, so shiny, so chrome.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it's not like that's not realistic
Comic books
to me.
are not like they were, back in the day. Like,
Right.
you could make them shiny and chrome back in the day,
Yeah.
but now they're all gritty. And if you're gonna
Some of
go
them are
that route,
very gritty,
you've got to
yeah.
go. You've got to go gritty.
Yeah.
So, Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm at a 9 for it. Karen, you're at a 9. You're at an 8.5.
Yep.
So I guess the next, are we going to do our game, or are we doing
No, Rotten Tomatoes.
All right.
Rotten
Get on
Tomatoes.
here.
Yeah, there is no
That's-
game this week.
You
Oh,
know
wait.
what? I didn't recast.
I could not.
Fuck.
I didn't either, but I'm
tried.
thinking about it.
No,
But
I
look,
really did. I really
spent
did try.
like 3 hours on trivia. I should
Yeah.
count for something.
I really did try to come up with a something for the game on this one, and I couldn't. I couldn't think of another way to describe this movie in a different plot or bring up different.
Oh, I could
I'm
have.
sure if I
could
thought
have
about it hard
I could
enough,
have
I could
fun.
definitely come
I
up with
could have had
something.
fun with this.
I think I could have,
couldn't.
yeah.
I could
Damn
not
it.
think of one thing.
I think I could have thought of something good for
So-
this one.
You could go the comedy route and keep all the same people. That could be fun.
It would be,
Yeah.
honestly, because you know Joaquin Phoenix would do a great job with
Oh,
that.
yeah.
either.
Yeah.
He's
And-
he's close to being a Gary Oldman one day.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Because he's done comedy before, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's
yeah.
done
So
comedy.
yeah. So like, I mean, you wouldn't even have to change much. You could just like.
I mean, he hasn't done like
slap.
slapstick comedy or anything stupid like that,
No.
but he's done like more serious or dramatic comedy and
Mhm.
shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, so
I don't know. That could be fun. Just keep all the same actors and make it a comedy.
yeah, right.
Hmm.
Okay, so we'll do the critics. Obviously, what do you guys think the critics are going to be?
94.
God damn you.
Ha!
That's a tough one to work around.
I
Man.
know.
94, huh? I think I'm gonna go. God damn you, because this is a critic darling.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna $1 down. I'm gonna go 93.
I'm going to surprise both of you. Joseph's got it, or he's got
Closer.
closer. 69%
For
Really?
for
critics.
critics. Tomatometer.
Really?
69%
For critics.
for critics.
That's ridiculous. That's surprising as shit. I thought. For
Are you
sure
looking
this
at
would
the
be, like,
right
in the
Joker
90s.
movie?
I will show you when I
Okay.
show
All
after
right.
after we do the audience. I will
All right.
show you the score.
Yeah, that's out of left field.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I was
audience.
thrown off when I
Yeah,
read
that's
that,
weird.
so-
Okay, so the audience score has to be high.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
So-
94 then.
Okay, 94. She's just taking that number. Just
I'm going
going with-
$1 down, or I'm going 93.
Joseph's going to take
You
this
son
one
of a
too.
bitch.
88%.
Still, that's low though.
That is low.
That's still low. I thought it would at least be in the
I want to
90s.
see. Is this the right Joker movie? 69%.
That's
Are you
crazy.
fucking kidding me?
No.
I thought for sure that.
What's the critics' consensus? Why are they so
That's what I'm
shitty
getting
about
ready-
it?
All right, critics' consensus. Joker gives its infamous central character a chillingly plausible origin story that serves as a brilliant showcase for its star and a dark evolution for comics-inspired cinema.
See, that's where
So-
they went wrong with it because they're looking at it like a comic book movie.
Yeah.
They're like, we're not getting a comic book. That's what the problem is you got Marvel and DC with their big fucking CG heavy blockbuster movies saturating the fucking box office so much that they're like, this is supposed to be a comic book movie, but this is more of a movie on, mental dysfunction and things like that. Like, yeah, because that's what it is.
But have
Like-
they seen the Joker? Because he is mental dysfunction.
Exactly, and that's the stupid part. It's like they're looking for a big blockbuster movie whereas like this is not a blockbuster movie. This is not a big, action romp. This is a fucking this is a character movie. This is a movie about a character and his mental illnesses and how he becomes what he is.
Yeah.
Not a big. That's what they're looking at, and that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because movies like this is exactly what the comic book movie adaptations need. They need more movies like this
Yep.
that give characters more depth and more story and more. You know what I mean? More like get somebody in there
and
with more acting chops.
I think it
to play
depends.
these
It depends on
characters.
the character though, because
True.
the Joker's a good one to do this with because
So it would be
it
and
doesn't just rely on the Joker. It also has a play on society.
yeah
You know.
exactly. And I think DC started to go that route, like, because they did the Batman movie with the
Yeah.
Matt Reeves Batman movie,
Yeah.
and that's my favorite Batman movie. That is the best Batman movie in my opinion, because it is fucking dark, gritty, and hardcore as shit, and it goes back to a very grounded Batman. Whereas I get it, Batman is not supposed to be grounded, But but we've seen all the other stuff. Give me something new and gritty and dark. And that's what the Batman is.
Well, I mean, that's what it started out
And
with.
honestly, the Batman movie gave me more respect for Batman in general.
Well, it started out that way too. If you think about Michael Keaton, grounded.
Right, exactly. More grounded.
Yeah.
And he wasn't always kicking all the ass. He was getting his ass kicked every once in a while.
Mhm.
And
He was human, and they
yeah.
showed that.
yeah, and same as and even like the Ben Affleck Batman, he started out pretty gritty there, like in Batman versus Superman. Dude, whenever he busts up in that fucking warehouse and starts bottoming those dudes out, I was like, holy shit, he's fucking these dudes up. Like, he did not care. He punched that one guy so hard, his face hit the ground first
Yeah.
before the rest of his body. That's how hard he hit that dude. I'm like, yeah. Like, that's the shit that I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah.
not this like, oh, look at me, I'm a big superhero, I always win. No, it's not what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm
Ben
sick of with
Affleck
like,
is-
I love the Marvel movies, for the first, 40 years they were out.
40 years. It does
Because that's
feel
how
like
long
that.
it feels like they've
It
been out.
feels like it's been 40
so
years.
like after Endgame, I'm like, okay, this is cool. I'm done with these now. But no, they keep going and they keep pumping out
and
the
if
same
you quit watching
same
them
shit.
and spending your money on them, maybe they'll get the
Who
hint.
says I spend my money on them?
Oh, fair enough.
Like I watched the new Black Panther and I was able to guess the whole fucking movie.
Yeah, that was.
All 2 hours and 47 fucking minutes
I
of
thought
it.
you guys liked that one.
No, not the new one. No.
So it's-
I'm making
we
a
love
joke.
that. Hey,
Oh.
we
Because
like
remember
it.
last week after you got done talking about it, I said so I got the
Yeah,
idea
that's
that
right,
you
yeah.
did, that you liked
We
it.
like that movie so much. It's just like you do with the New Nightmare.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's
Nightmare on
true.
Elm Street
Yeah.
movie. We know how much.
We
you
know
love
how
that.
much
I
you
love
love
that
it.
one. The
Yeah.
remake.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. Jackie Earle Haley's the
We're
best.
not lying at all.
Oh,
He's the best Freddy Krueger.
Honestly, if it wasn't Jackie Earle Haley, I think the movie could have been better. I think it would have been
I
an
always
okay
thought Kevin
remake.
Bacon would be good.
Kevin Bacon? Really? Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got the look and everything.
If not Robert Englund, Kevin
Kevin
Bacon.
Bacon, huh? That's wild. I never thought about Kevin Bacon.
He's crazy, man.
He
You
is
ever seen him be
Slater.
crazy? He can do crazy.
Christian Slater?
No, because then he'll
You
play it
are
like
a Christian
Jack
Slater.
No, I like
You're-
Christian Slater, dude, but he'll play it like Jack Nicholson and it'll piss me off.
Okay, so that's my Joker recast, Christian Slater.
yeah.
Because you said he's just like Jack Nicholson.
That would be, but we're doing it as a comedy now, so that would be
It's
great.
definitely gotta be a
That'd
comedy.
hilarious.
So True Romance.
Can he run out? Can he roll out looking like the Jack Nicholson one with like the prosthetics?
Definitely, yeah.
smile?
So we do
That
a
would be
True
great.
Romance with
Wait,
him
we're
and
not
Harley
recasting yet. He's still got
Him and
Tash
Harley Quinn.
reviews. Wait, oh yeah,
Him and Harley Quinn.
yeah,
Quinn. True Romance.
yeah. And so then Gary Oldman has to be Bob.
Who?
Oh yeah, he wasn't in the Joker. Damn, I was thinking about Bob the Henchman.
Bob the Henchman.
Yeah, he was in the first Batman movie.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
never mind.
Nah, because then you're just wasting Gary Oldman's talents.
No, I'm thinking he can have a bigger role.
So
But-
True Romance, Joker, Harley Quinn, but Gary Oldman plays both Joker and Harley Quinn.
Ooh.
Plot twist.
Wait, just a one-man show.
Just
Fuck
a
it.
one
We're
man
just
show,
gonna have
dude.
Gary Oldman
He
play
makes love to
everybody.
himself.
If anybody could do it, it'd be him.
Yeah, Gary Oldman, True Romance with Joker, Harley Quinn, both Joker and Harley Quinn played by Gary Oldman.
Can he be dressed like Drexel though? Can
Yeah,
we do
He's
that?
got to be Drexel.
You know, Drexel almost reminds me of like a Jared Leto
Joker.
Joker.
That's funny.
Only, you know what I mean?
That's funny. That's
He does kind of. He's got the
if we just
grill.
white his face.
Yeah, he's got the grill, and he's got the kind of a fucked up face.
Yeah, if we just white his face, we'll be good.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't there an animated Joker
We
that
just
looked
have to
like
do
he
the
had...
comic. White his
So
face.
that's
I'll
what
put
it
some-
is. So okay,
Yeah.
check it out. So all right, so this is what it is, and these are all played by Gary Oldman. It's Joker and Harley Quinn in True Romance, and Joker kills Jared Leto Joker, who's also played by Gary Oldman,
Mhm.
to get Harley Quinn back
Mhm.
from the Drexel / Jared Leto / Gary
I
Oldman
think
Joker.
this is gonna get way too confusing.
It's not way too confusing. It's all so meta.
Wasn't there a,
so
So
meta.
wasn't there an animated Joker that had green dreadlocks? Was that Batman Beyond?
There was.
Yes.
So yeah, there you
yes.
go. Drexel, the Joker,
Batman
with
Beyond.
the
Was it
dreads.
Batman Beyond?
Yeah, I'm pretty
I
sure.
think it
Yeah,
was.
with his dreads, his green.
He had a
green
really
dreads.
weird face too, didn't he?
Yeah.
His chin was like really,
Really
pointy.
pointy.
Yeah, that's what it was. I didn't
Yeah.
like that version of the Joker.
And of course
No, neither
not.
did I.
Look like
But
King Tut with
I'm
dreads.
just saying, if we're
Yeah.
going with the Drexel look, right there you go. The green dreadlocks with the yeah.
So it's a good thing that like Gary Oldman / Christian Slater / Joker from True Romance kills Drexel /
I'm so glad I picked that
Jared
movie.
Leto
Oh god,
slash
this is going way
Gary
off
Oldman.
the deep end.
Joker in True Romance.
Oh
Wait.
god.
Oh wow, we just made this really confusing.
Wait, what about the sunny people? We always put the sunny people in there, so
Okay, so they're definitely they make up most of the
Charlie
cast.
would be Batman.
No, they make up most of the cast in the final shootout of True Romance.
so does that make a
No. Charlie's not Batman. Charlie is definitely Robin, and Dennis is Batman.
No, I think
I think
No.
I
Mac
think
is Batman.
Charlie has
Mac
to
is
be
Batman.
Batman.
No, I think Charlie is Batman and and Danny
Charlie
DeVito is Alfred.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Yeah. And
So-
then
Dennis would be Robin.
Dennis is Robin.
no,
Robin,
Dennis no, I would say Mac would be Robin, but he'd be pissed about it. And he would
Yeah.
constantly be
And Dennis would have to be Batgirl.
Okay.
No, I take it back. He's not Batgirl. He'd have to be.
No, Mac would
Nightwing.
constantly be trying to steal the Batman costume and trying to be Batman.
Yeah, he'd be. Oh, what's that? What's that?
Nightwing.
No. What's the Batman? The joke Batman. He's like the little Batman dude that's always causing trouble.
Oh, I don't remember.
He's a. I don't know. Never. He doesn't even matter. Fuck him. Anyway, so Batgirl is definitely D.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
D
Which
is
terrible.
Batgirl. Yeah,
It's
that's
terrible about it.
Yeah. It's
So
either that or
Dennis-
she's Catwoman, and I don't think she'd make a very good Catwoman.
Dennis is the Riddler.
Dennis is the Riddler.
Yes.
Totally. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, he's the Riddler.
The Riddler.
Not the Jim Carrey version, obviously. The better, like the Riddler, like the real Riddler,
The
like
real Riddler.
the comic book Riddler.
Okay.
His
Yeah.
Two-Face.
Now we're just diving too.
Yeah, well, Two-Face has got to be one of the McPoyles. Probably the one that lost the eye.
deep. Yeah. No, both of them are Two-Face. One is each half.
Yeah, and the sister can be both of
They-
the,
they
the
have-
girls.
They have to.
Yeah.
They both have to wear the same shirt, like two cut holes.
Well, yeah, we'll just
Yeah.
get them a giant shirt, and they can
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, they
be
just
in
wear it together.
Yeah.
You know, they'll get
And
them
they're
a-
like one face is purple and the other one is just regular.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh my god, we went way
They're
off
just
the
in a
deep end
shirt
with
together.
this. Yeah, we'll just sew them a suit.
What are you guys doing with them hands in the middle there? Do you really want to know?
That'd be something very McPoyle.
Yeah.
Yep. hmm Oh man, we just went way off the deep
Oh,
end with this.
way off. Wait, hold on now.
We
hold on.
can
We got
go
one more.
farther.
Who's Cricket?
Oh shit. Oh, Cricket. Cricket is.
I think he would make
He's,
Scarecrow.
he's the cop. He's Commissioner Gordon.
I don't know if I can get behind that.
What do you
I don't
mean?
know if I can get behind that, man.
Scarecrow.
No, Commissioner
No.
Gordon. That's two on the nose. That's two on the nose.
He's Commissioner Gordon, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I can't seriously get behind that. But I guess this is
You
a
know what?
serious thing. So-
That's perfect.
You want to go off the serious thing? Make Bubbles Captain or Commissioner Gordon.
No.
Trailer
Bubbles.
Park-
Now we're getting into Trailer
Trailer
Park
Park
Boys.
Boys.
Yeah.
Oh man! All right, we're done. I'm done.
Yeah, we can't
Hey,
keep
I'm
going.
done casting
We're
this.
gonna end up in like
So-
thousands of
Just
movies
getting
like
weird.
later.
Something's fucky's going on.
I think we
fuck is
needed to
going on
stop
here?
whenever we made the McPoyles Two Face.
Although I think that's our best cast so
That is
far.
the best cast so far. They're both in just a giant shirt together. One's purple and the
But,
other one's
you know, the
regular.
best part is it's not even like an actual like suit. It's like colored with Sharpies.
Sharpie colored.
It's like straight.
And the fact that you don't know what their inside hands are doing makes it
You
even
don't
worse.
want to know.
They're just constantly moving around in there. You're like,
yeah.
whoa. What's going on inside there? Don't tell me. I don't want to know.
You don't want to know. Fucking McPoyles. Okay, Eric. Bad
right.
reviews.
That's what I was getting ready to get. So I got one that's a 2.5 and one a 1 star here.
Hold on, I just want to stop and say we really need to get a hold of the guys from It's Always Sunny and start pitching them some ideas.
Yeah.
We would have had so many good ideas.
Instead
for some
of
really
them
good
doing
episodes.
Lethal Weapon movies all the time, we could throw some other ones at them.
Yeah, right.
What was that one we did?
The one you guys did last week? Holy
Was it
shit.
last week? Or...
Last week there was
no,
a
I
whole...
thought it was The Matrix.
The Step Brother... No, yeah, it was the
Oh, the
Step
Matrix
Brothers.
one. That was
oh,
the Matrix
yeah, the
one.
Matrix,
The Matrix
one,
one was
yeah.
really
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was because we used all of It's Always Sunny in that
Yeah.
one too. And we cast that one really well.
Yeah, we did.
Maybe that should just be the thing every week is how do we use
Wanda
Always
Sykes.
Sunny in
Yeah,
this
that's what we
movie?
need to start doing. But then you don't want to make it like it's an Always Sunny fucking.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
fuck it, dude. I don't care. We're doing It's Always Sunny every week.
Yeah, every time we're going
Because you can't
we're
not
gonna
cast them in
bring them
anything
in.
you want.
That's true.
And it's always going to be a comedy.
Yeah,
So, okay, so that needs to be the segment.
With
not
Wanda
let's
Sykes.
recast this bitch. Like, it's always going to be let's recast this with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
and Wanda Sykes.
You're gonna have to get a new bump for it.
There is no bump for it.
That's not
We
about-
don't have a bump
Oh,
for that
okay.
one. So,
Yeah,
from now
I'm
on,
still getting used to the bumps.
so from now on, we just call it like this one would have been It's Always Sunny in Gotham.
Yeah, so next week it'll be It's Always Sunny in the movie we're doing.
I say we
Infinity
bring
Pool.
Wanda Sykes
Yeah.
into
It's
it
Always
too, a
Sunny
little bit.
in
Oh, I wasn't gonna say because we haven't
Oh,
announced it
sorry,
yet. but
my
yeah,
bad.
Gave it
Yeah.
away. Fucking
A little early. I should have just leaked
so
it out.
unprofessional.
Bleep.
Yeah, bleep.
Like I said, we'll bring Wanda Sykes into it too.
Somehow or another.
Somehow.
Yeah, so we can go a little crazy with it. It doesn't just have to be Sunny people.
Wanda Sykes could be Batgirl.
Oh, she'd bitch the whole time. I just know
Exactly.
it.
Nah, I see her more as a Catwoman.
Oracle.
Huh?
The Oracle just shows up in
Oracle?
Batman.
She
No.
shows up in Batman like
No, there's Oracle. Remember when Batgirl gets shot by Joker and she's in the wheelchair?
Oh yeah, she becomes
Oh,
Oracle.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's Wanda Sykes.
Pretty funny.
She can bitch at him the whole time. Every time he's in the...
That's hilarious.
All right, anyways. All right, so I got a 2.5 star. I'll do this one. It's a little bit long, and then I'll do the 1 star. So this one, 2.5 star by Ken I. Excellent acting from Walking Phoenix, 5 star. The film is, in my opinion, so unnecessarily violent. There is no true protagonist in the film, so we found ourselves wondering what the film was really about and why we were sitting there. Some soft alluded commentary about mental health, but it was hard to be sympathetic to anyone in this film, so that point is somewhat lost. Turns out this film, despite this title, isn't even about the actual Joker from Batman. I learned this factoid after the movie, not from the movie.
Okay, so this guy is lost.
This guy missed all of the points.
This guy's lost on so many points. Yeah, so this is a movie about the actual Joker. It's just a different Joker, like a different iteration of the Joker.
Yeah.
Just like also,
So
it's
he must have
supposed to be
never read
violent.
any of the
Yeah, he
the
wasn't.
comics.
Was he? What was he doing? Sucking his own dick during this whole movie? I don't understand what he was doing. Like,
And the whole, it's way too violent. I would argue that
it wasn't violent enough.
there was very
Yeah.
little violence in this movie.
There really wasn't a lot of violence.
So I got a 1 star by Ken F. So the first one was Ken I. This one's Ken F.
Both the Kens are probably wrong.
Maybe. No. Yeah. So Ken
Ken
F.
idiot and Ken fuckhead.
Ken F. says very dark, morally bankrupt. Phoenix does fine job of portraying middle-aged, demented mama's boy that takes out his frustration by killing everyone that makes fun of him.
Why do I feel like he's a middle-aged mama's boy living in his mommy's basement?
He's projecting.
Yeah.
Here's a 2 star. Doesn't name. No name. Couldn't have been more disappointed with the movie. Phoenix acting was good, but the rest of the movie was just something to kill time.
It's a lot of time you're killing. It's a long
Oh
movie.
shit!
It's like 2
I got
hours
other
long.
things I could do. Like if it's a 2-hour movie and I'm an hour in and I'm still not in it, I'm turning it off.
Unless I have to do it for this podcast, because then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
torture myself for you people sometimes.
Yeah, I mean I'll watch it.
Check.
I'll watch whatever we're watching, but
Chad says entire movie was pretty slow, but the last 30 minutes was great and intense.
yeah, because that's the
Was it fucking intense? Because I didn't see any tents anywhere.
Wow.
Yeah, it's trying to find any more. See if I see.
That's enough. I think
Boring,
that's plenty.
yeah, boring, disappointing, going nowhere film.
Yeah,
That-
that's plenty.
that-
Apparently we got a lot.
That
of
was
trivia
by
to get
Film
through.
Guy.
By who?
By Film Guy.
Film guy is
Film guy.
terrible at reviewing.
He
Yeah.
should stop being film guy and start being I don't know, find
His
a different
name is
hobby
Film
guy.
So, yeah, that's yeah. I mean, most of what I'm getting from that is everybody saying that Walking Phoenix did a great job, but they were
Disappointed with
They
this.
missed the point of the movie.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Is
missed
what
it.
I'm
Yeah.
getting.
They obviously weren't paying much attention.
So yeah,
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
Karen.
I love that he has
Trivia.
to look. He's like trivia.
This is like the first time I've had to look.
Buckle in.
Oh god.
When Arthur is running from the police and gets hit by the taxi, Joaquin Phoenix did that stunt himself.
That don't surprise me.
Yeah,
He lost 52 pounds for this role.
I believe that.
Yeah, I definitely believe that.
The nightclub was called Pogo's because that was the clown name that John Wayne Gacy used.
Okay.
Joaquin Phoenix said the hardest part of playing the character was perfecting the laugh. He based it on videos of people suffering from pathological laughter, which is the real life disorder we talked about, where patients suffer from uncontrollable laugh attacks in response to tense or stressful situations. This is the first R-rated movie to make $1 billion worldwide. Joaquin Phoenix based the Joker's dance moves on Ray Bolger, especially when he dances to a song called The Old Soft Shoe, saying there is an odd arrogance to his movements, and I zeroed in on it thinking, well, that is what the Joker would do, right? So in terms of prep for Arthur, Joaquin Phoenix says the first part was physical, obviously, with the weight loss, but you really start to kind of go mad when you start to lose that much weight in that amount of time. He also read about political assassins and would-be assassins, but was careful to not overly define Arthur. I wanted to create something that wasn't definable. I didn't want a psychologist to be able to identify the type of person that he was. The key element turned out from Todd Phillips giving Joaquin a journal, which they ended up using as a prop in the film. That was really helpful, but I wasn't sure how to start. It became a really important part of Discovery for me at the time. So that journal that you see him carrying around, that was Joaquin's journal.
Oh.
And he just kind of wrote in it as if he was Arthur, which I found kind of interesting.
I noticed one thing about Arthur is he wrote with his left hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that back in the day, they say that people who write with their left hand, it's one sign of mental instabilities and things like that. People who write with their left hand.
I don't know if I really attribute, because, you know, a lot of people out that are left-handed are also artistic and
that too.
creative.
Yeah.
So I would argue maybe that sometimes whatever in the brain that makes somebody artistic and creative is probably also what can make a person sort of over the edge sometimes.
Right.
If that makes any sense.
It does, yeah. It does.
Todd Phillips said that the violence, and this is what I was kind of alluding to when he was talking about that,
Scene.
the review where the guy was talking about, it was too violent. And I said, I don't think it was violent enough. I agree with what Todd Phillips has to say here. He said, violence in this movie was always meant to be a slow burn. You can watch something like John Wick 3, and there's a much higher amount of violence. We tried to paint it with a realistic brush as much as possible so that when you saw the violence, it felt like a punch in the stomach. I agree, because when you did see violence, it was like, oh shit, you know,
Yeah.
rather than just constant violence all the time. It was, you didn't see it, and then when you did see it, it was, oh god, that just happened. 2019, Todd Phillips said he wants comic book fans to know that there is no chance that Joaquin Phoenix's villain and Robert Pattinson's Batman will ever cross paths over the big screen.
And honestly, dude, it would be so cool if it did.
He
It would
added-
fit so well.
He added, that doesn't mean that Pattinson won't ever face the Joker, it just won't be his version.
It'd be cool if it was, though. It would be awesome, wouldn't it, though? I mean, come on, let's face it. You got two dark, gritty movies
I think that
from...
would... for the very reasons that we love this so much are the very reasons that it shouldn't
That
happen.
it wouldn't. Okay. Yeah, I guess. The reason why we love the Joker so much because it's not a superhero movie.
Well, because it's not about Batman.
right. Exactly. I get
And,
that.
and if you put him up against Batman and Batman doesn't win or really wound him or put him in Arkham, it's not right.
But I think it would work in the way that the Batman worked. Like, because the Batman was dark, gritty. It was not colorful and fun. It was just a really dark and gritty and dreadful movie. And I think it would work in the same universe as the Joker movie because of that reason.
But I think that, again, for the same reason that we like this movie, it wouldn't work.
I get what you're saying.
You don't
Like,
want
you
it.
don't want
You don't
that.
want to see it.
You don't want those two. You don't want to see those two in the same
You don't want them on the
movie.
screen together.
Right.
Okay.
I get that.
Yeah.
You see how? Okay, I would.
But
like
it sucks
to
because,
see,
well, if you think about it, what I'm saying though is, if you think about it, they have a great established Joker here,
Mhm.
and it sucks that they're not going to utilize him in the way of putting him in a Batman movie because he's a great Joker. So, and then you're going to have another Joker come along, and in the Batman movie, you have what's his face, who was the Joker. I can't remember his name. He was in some other movies. I don't remember his name, but you only see him at the end there, and I don't like him as the Joker. Granted, you don't see him long enough to really get a good. Have you seen the Batman movie?
Mhm.
But I don't know. I need to rewatch that movie.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. You didn't see him very long.
No,
No, I get it.
I would like to see Robert Dafoe portray Walking Phoenix's Joker as in a later
I don't.
version of him.
I want to see if they bring in goddamn, why does his name just blank my mind?
Robert Dafoe.
Robert Dafoe. Yeah. If they got him to play the Joker, it would have to be in a Batman movie.
That's what I'm
Because
saying.
he brings way too much charisma.
That's what I'm saying. Is
So-
like they bring
like
we-
his
we-
version of the Joker
Yes.
only in a Batman
yeah,
movie.
Walking Phoenix's Joker.
No, because I
coming
just want to see him
into-
play like the Joker. You know what I mean? I don't need him to be. If they're gonna do that, they might as well just bring in Joaquin Phoenix.
Well, what I'm trying to say is like how Batman's young in this one, right?
Right.
So the older version of him, when Batman's out there fighting, that would be Robert Dafoe
I get what you're saying. If they were to introduce him, because he would have to
as
be
a
later on.
an older
Yeah.
version of.
I think that if
Joker.
they're gonna do a Robert Dafoe as the Joker, just give me Robert Dafoe as the Joker as his
Yeah.
own thing. You know what I mean? Because he's gonna bring enough to it as it.
Yeah,
Like he's the one person that I'm like
I've
the
always
only person that
wanted-
I've ever been like he's the perfect Joker that they haven't used as the Joker
Yeah,
yet.
and he made a comment of not wanting to do that.
He's made the comment before, like, yeah, people, fan cast me as the Joker, and because he's got the voice, the smile, the laugh,
Yeah,
he's got all those things, and it's like, why wouldn't you want to play? Because you probably could be one of the best Jokers.
yeah.
Like I think if he played the Joker and he did it right, he would easily be in my top 3.
Oh yeah,
Easily.
definitely.
I still think that if you bring those two characters on the screen,
I get what you're saying. Like
gonna
it
ruin
takes
it.
away from what they've done.
what
with
they've
the
done with
Joker.
this movie.
So I understand.
All right. Joaquin Phoenix unexpectedly shed a tear during the first take when his character looks in the mirror and Todd Phillips kept it in. That's that very first scene when you see him putting on the makeup
Mm.
and he
Has that one?
has
tear.
that one little tear.
Probably because he was so hungry.
Probably.
I'm
Would
so
give anything
hungry,
for
guys.
a Big Mac.
Anything.
got donuts and I got nothing?
Come on, man. Just a cracker.
Originally, Warner Brothers wanted Martin Scorsese to make this film. He
I don't
can't
see
though because
that.
it's not about the mob.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah, I'm like, Martin Scorsese would
Wait,
bring too much of his
Wait, it gets better. They wanted Martin Scorsese to make this film with Leonardo DiCaprio as Arthur and Robert De Niro as Murray Franklin. However, DiCaprio had already signed on for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Scorsese was already signed on for The Irishman. De Niro had already finished filming for The Irishman, so he was able to commit for his role.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
Also-
I don't like that idea at all.
Also,
I'm glad it-
Scorsese had a lot of bad things to say about comic book movies, so I don't think, that would have been a good idea.
fuck Martin Scorsese.
That's what I'm
dude.
saying. He's a fucking pretentious prick.
He is pretentious as fuck, dude. Make a different kind of movie.
That's exactly what I said when we did Gangs of New
Make a
York.
different kind of movie.
If you remember
dude.
when we did Gangs of New York, I'm like, it's the same movie he always does. There's nothing bad you can say about it, but it's the same movie he
Gangs of
always
New York
does.
was a great movie, but
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. But that's the one that actually he moved away from his normal shit.
Yeah,
Like,
but
yeah, it's a gang movie,
Yeah,
but-
but I'm just saying the problem with Scorsese is that he's a pretentious prick. But it's like, dude, you can't say you're so talented when you make the same fucking movie every time.
And you make the movies all about the same shit, gangs and mobsters.
Yeah.
Like, good for you, bud. Like, yeah, you got a thing,
You got a thing and you do it well.
Yeah, stick to it. Don't bash on other people's shit.
Yeah, because guess what? They have a thing and they're doing it well.
Yeah.
And they're making money too, so calm the hell down. Anyway, leading neurocriminologist Adrian Rain said he was stunned by how authentically the film depicts the psychology of the criminal mind. For 42 years, I've studied the cause of crime and violence, and while watching this film, I thought, wow, what a revelation this was. It is a great educational tool about the making of a murderer. He also went on to diagnose Fleck with schizotypical personality disorder. Those who suffer from it have bizarre beliefs, odd behavior, odd appearance, odd speech, and odd speech patterns. No close friends other than family. Emotional affect issues. That means like when you're either like completely emotionally shut down, or you're like over the top. You're not anywhere in between. It's one or the other. And he now uses this film as part of a course that he teaches at the University of Pennsylvania. Todd Phillips broke down the Joker's laugh into 3 types: the affliction laugh, the one of the guy's laugh, and the authentic joy laugh. The director described the authentic one to Joaquin as something that's almost painful, part of him that's trying to emerge. Phoenix said he took the role because I wasn't sure how I felt about him. When I have all the answers, I get bored. This one really kept me guessing. Todd Phillips asked composer Hildur, and I cannot say the last name, it's like Grundetefer, and it's got all those weird things on the top of it, to write the score before filming. This is something that's very unusual. He wanted to use the music on the set while shooting to set the mood. So she did that, and she actually won a Grammy, an Oscar, and an Emmy for her work on both this and the miniseries Chernobyl. She was working on them both at the same time. Joaquin Phoenix was considered for the role of Batman in Darren Aronofsky's canceled Batman Year One movie. I thought that was kind of neat.
That'd be weird.
I know. Todd Phillips spoke of the iconic staircase. We thought it would be an iconic moment for the movie. I didn't know the stairs would turn into New York's version of the Rocky Stairs. With his nomination for this film, Todd Phillips is the first director ever to receive a Best Director nomination at the Academy Awards for a comic book film. This film is Joaquin Phoenix's 4th Oscar nomination for acting and his first ever win. In the German, Italian...
So he did win?
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
In the German, Italian, French, Spanish, Russian, and Hungarian version of the movie, all of Arthur's diary entries and his card explaining his illness are in the respective languages. This is very unusual for a live-action film, as it requires extra props and subsequent shooting, the subsequent shooting of them.
You know what I gotta say though is like, I think the Joker is one of the highest awarded. It's definitely the highest awarded comic book character ever.
Yeah.
Because I think it's because he's such a complex character to play.
Yeah.
And it takes so much to play.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? Because he's not a normal character. He's not a normal person. He's definitely over the fucking mountain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he's out there, and I think so for like Heath Ledger played him, and it practically killed him.
Oh yeah.
You know, so I mean, even Jack Nicholson was like, dude, this character is.
He warned, I think,
Yeah.
Heath Ledger not to take the role.
Don't take the role because it's just
You have to delve into that.
you got to
psyche.
get in that mindset. It's hard.
Yeah.
So I think that a lot of that was like that's why this character to play him is so awardable. You know what I mean? Because like it takes a lot, man. Like to see him play him and to see all these other people play him, like you're like, man, what kind of headspace do you have to get into
I don't even want to think about it, honestly.
I know. I'm like, Jesus, you know.
Like I said, you have to delve into that psyche, and it's not a pretty one to be in.
Joaquin Phoenix originally only signed on to do this one standalone film as he did not want to be involved in a movie franchise. However, such has the critical feedback its popularity with audience has been. He has subsequently said, as of November of 2019, that he is not averse to the idea of considering doing a second film. Obviously, he is, providing he is not expected to join the DCEU, and any sequel has a similar feel and looks like the first film.
I love that he has morals about it. You know what I mean? Like it's like I love actors with morals like that. They're like, dude, I'll do this, but I don't want to be part of your fucking universe.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be part of the universe.
Like, I don't want to be a part of that. Like I just want to do these movies because it's a complex character that I get to play, and you know what I mean. And it's an actual art form, unlike your bullshit superhero movies.
Right.
You know,
the Super Rat segment on Murray Franklin's show, and in the news references Ratcatcher, an obscure D-list villain who could mind control rats.
There was another.
Yeah, there was a little subplot in there.
Yeah.
The character is set to appear in James Gunn's The Suicide Squad 2021.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He was in it.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up.
Yep.
Alec Baldwin was in talks to play Thomas Wayne, but dropped out a day after being announced in the role due to scheduling conflicts. Now that would have been interesting.
It would have been. It was also kind of funny
play...
that he's on manslaughter charges now.
I'm just saying nobody can play a dick like Alec Baldwin.
That's true. Yeah, he does do it well.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix named Tim Curry's performance in the Rocky Horror Picture Show as one of his inspirations for his performance in this film. I can see that in the movements.
I can see that in his movements, his dances, and shit like that. Yeah, his kind of feminine kind of way of moving. Yeah, I could see that.
Director Todd Phillips revealed that he did the movie because he loves bad guys. Because as he says, it's fun to say, why is he like that? What made him like that? And that's ultimately really what the goal of this movie is. It's not this gigantic statement on the world today, and there's stuff thematically in there, but really it's like what makes somebody that way. And with the Joker, I just like the sense of mayhem and chaos. The film was banned from airing in Indian television in 2020 for being too violent, even after being cutting out 58 scenes. Like, what are you cutting?
58
I don't
scenes?
think that there was that much in there,
58
really.
scenes?
Okay,
that's like the whole fucking movie.
Against violence, but yet they'll share all kinds of sexual fucking deviant acts.
What country was this?
India.
India?
Oh my god!
They fucking made the Kama Sutra. And you're sitting here.
That's a book you read in the bedroom, though, there, bud.
Yeah, but I'm saying like these sexual deviants are such against of half.
Hey, don't kink shame.
I'm just saying. I'm not.
Sex is different than violence. Sex is love, baby.
Shaming.
They're like the first hippies, man. Leave them alone.
I'm not kink shaming. I'm just sitting here saying like they're.
Yeah, the moral compass is a little skewed.
Yeah, it's
a little bit.
I get the love and the hate and the violence. Whatever, but
whatever.
A week after the film's release, Joaquin Phoenix secretly attended a screening of the film at the Alamo Drafthouse Movie Theater in San Fernando Valley and surprised fans who finished viewing the film. Phoenix ended up answering questions about the film, posing with fans for photos and shaking hands. He got a little stage fright when asked to do his tormented Joker laugh from the film, though.
I heard that he does. He has stage fright.
Yeah, he does.
And he's got like a problem with being around too many people.
Yeah.
He's definitely just a recluse.
Oh yeah.
He's like very much like to himself. And,
yeah,
like,
it's crazy that you can have that kind of personality, but yet do that kind of stuff and be because so good at it.
Because he's one of the few great actors around today that you're like, he's good at his art form, you know, and he knows that, and he lives for that. He's not all about like the fame and all the bullshit, you know.
I thought you'd like this one because I like this one. After the film grossed $1 billion worldwide, director Todd Phillips thanked the fans for supporting the film on his Instagram account. Phillips made a 20-second video of various clips from the film with quotes from fans on Twitter in the style of a movie ad with quotes from movie critics. How good? I mean, like, for somebody to take their time
and do that,
and do something like that, that's just amazing.
Yeah, it's good. It's good that you're throwing it back at the fans. You know what I mean? Like, thank you for the support and the love, man. Because let's be honest, some fucking movie stars and directors forget that shit.
Absolutely.
Like look at your, I don't know, look at your new fucking directors nowadays. Like for instance, what's his face? James Cameron. That's something he's lost.
Yeah.
He's lost on that fact now.
Absolutely.
You know, but he's also a pretentious prick, and he always has been. But also, like, you know, like...
They get too big for their britches, and they forget...
Exactly. They forget
who put them there.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I love Quentin Tarantino. Love him. He's a great artist and a great director, but I think he's one of those few people that, like, sometimes forgets where he came from.
I think he started out though being a little bit pretentious.
That's true. Maybe he has. He might. I don't think he.
I don't think that he. I don't think he got there because of fame. I think he's always been a little pretentious.
Just that guy.
Just that guy.
Like, I know more than you.
I think even if I met him like back before he was famous, we probably wouldn't have got along.
Yeah, we definitely ain't getting along now.
Yeah, we definitely ain't getting along now.
Yeah, there's actors and stuff like that you're like.
I'd have worked that with them at like the movie store and be like, shut the fuck up, Quentin.
Dude. Like, goddamn. Yes, you're gonna be a great director one day. But no, in the meantime, stalk these goddamn movies back out and shut up.
Yeah.
God damn. Like
when Arthur is speaking with Hoyt in the office, there's a constant shot of a clown directly to the left of his shoulder. This is a shot emphasizing the duality, the proverbial devil on his shoulder as Arthur descends into madness from being belittled. I thought that was kind of neat.
Okay.
Because I didn't notice it, but hell, that's a great shot. Yeah. Like, I kind of need to see that now. Like, that's, again, cinematography at its finest. All of the clocks in the film show the time as 11:11. Fans came up with theories concerning Bible verses. When asked about this idea, director Todd Phillips stated, "It's a coincidence." No, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a coincidence.
Just a coincidence, man.
Can you imagine, like, people are pointing it out, and you're like, huh, yeah.
I guess it is.
They are all at 11:11. Who the fuck did that?
Like somebody's going around on the sets and, like, changing all the clocks to 11:11.
So, listen to this shit. Fight Club director David Fincher disliked the film, criticizing it as another corporate Hollywood franchise film that steals from other works. On the film, Fincher said, "I don't think anyone would have looked at that material and thought, yeah, let's take Travis Bickle and Rupert Pupkin and conflate them, then trap him in a betrayal of the mentally ill and trot it out for $1 billion. He further elaborated, "The reality of our current situation is that the 5 major studios don't want to make anything that can't make them $1 billion, he said. None of them want to be in the medium price challenging content business, and that cleaves off exactly the kind of movies I make."
What?
He's basically saying that they ripped off of him, that they made this movie ripping off the kind of movies he makes. The joke is on him that Warner Brothers didn't want to make this movie because it strays so far from Joker content of the past.
Right.
Their argument was, like, dude, we make Joker pajamas for Target. Like, we can't, make this movie and I mean, this is like a huge financial risk for them.
Oh, huge, yeah.
I mean, it took a lot of prodding from Todd Phillips and others.
That's what this comes down to, is this movie, like I said, is not a typical superhero movie.
No, and
this is a movie very much it's a very much a character. It's a character study.
It's character development.
And it's not like your typical Joker. There's no Batman. There's nothing really drawing anything to this movie, like, other than the character study of the movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he says this, and it's like, dude, you just talked totally out of your ass. Like, do you realize? Like, it took them, I think, 3 years before they greenlit it. Like, before anybody got talked into it. I mean, it was a whole deal. But anyway.
Some people are just retarded.
I'm telling you. So, going back to the Martin Scorsese thing. So, Martin Scorsese has confirmed that not only has he not seen the finished film, but he has no plans to. This is only in the latest chapter in the journey that launched last year, in which Scorsese expressed that he wasn't interested in superhero movies, noting that he doesn't consider them cinema. As many fans understandably thought it was hypocritical to dismiss all superhero movies while his name was attached to one, it was later confirmed that Warner Brothers merely needed Scorsese's filmmaking crew to pull off production in New York City. I saw clips of it Scorsese revealed to the New York Times. I know it, so it's like, why do I need to? I get it. It's fine. He's such a dick,
dude. What a prick, man. Like, I get it, man. Like, you're out here making your little mobster movies and shit, but dude, don't knock something like artistically just because you think it's a superhero movie or it's the next big franchise or you're over that and blah blah blah. Because there are a lot of people, Quentin Tarantino being one of them, who are against these big superhero blockbusters because they believe that it's taking away from true storytelling and true artistic directors and things like that. Like, I get that. I get your disappointment with Hollywood right now.
Sure.
But at the same time,
don't knock the ones that are trying to vary from that formula.
Exactly. And also, don't go knocking on shit just because you're not getting that paycheck. Dude, keep doing what you're doing. Like, I love Quentin Tarantino. Mm-hmm. He don't need to talk shit about Marvel and all that, dude, just because he hates it or whatever. Keep doing what you're doing, dude. You're fine.
I wonder what he thought
I'll keep
about
watching
this
your
movie.
movies, but I'm going to keep watching the Marvel movies.
I'm sure he that's one thing I will say about Quentin Tarantino. He doesn't really knock.
Oh yeah, he does. I've heard of him.
Oh, has
I've
he?
heard him knocking on, especially the Marvel movies.
Really?
Yeah, he does
I
not
haven't
like
heard
them.
that. I
He doesn't
haven't
like
heard
them.
I said, I wonder what he thought about this one.
He talks about him directly on the Joe Rogan show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah.
And well, I wouldn't watch it because I don't like Quentin Tarantino that much.
Oh, I do. I love Quentin Tarantino.
Eh,
I love all
I don't
his
like him
movies.
as a person, I guess.
I don't care about him as a person. I care about his movies. I
Yeah,
love,
he makes good
his
movies,
movies.
but I hate that I like his movies, though. You know what I mean?
Right? You're like, I hate you, but I love
It's
your movies, and I hate
fucking
myself
hate
for it.
you. It's kind of like when Kanye West made Graduation.
Yeah, you're like, I hate
You're
that
like,
fucking guy.
fucking hate
God
this guy.
damn it! It's
This is a good
album.
song.
It's a
Damn
good
it.
fucking album.
Yeah. After the film's success, artist Joe Simcoe created a Garbage Pail Kid collection card in tribute to Joaquin Phoenix and his character Arthur Fleck. The card depicts a Garbage Pail Kid as an Arthur Fleck Joker caricature falling down on what is now commonly referred as the Joker stairs in a wacky manner with makeup items scattered all around. The card is named Walking Joaquin.
You got a picture of it?
No.
Garbage Pail Kid.
Go ahead and look it up because as of 2/8/2022, out of the 9 Academy Award nominations Bradley Cooper has received, this is the only one for a film where he does not appear as an actor. When the film received a nomination for Best Picture, he was one of 3 producers that were nominated. Isn't that neat? Producer.
Bradley Cooper was a producer? Mm-hmm. Really? I didn't know that.
I didn't either. After viewing the film, actor Josh
Sad
Brolin...
part is his name was probably in the rolling credits and stuff. I didn't even pay attention.
once it was over,
Well, I mean, even like probably the beginning.
Oh, yeah,
His name was probably in the beginning credits.
Yeah,
if there were any beginning
I
credits, I
didn't
don't
really
know.
notice.
I didn't pay attention.
After viewing the film, actor Josh Brolin found the film powerful. Brolin stated, to appreciate the Joker, I believe you have to have either gone through something traumatic in your lifetime, and I believe most of us have, or understand somewhere in your psyche what true compassion is. Due to the surprise and incredible success of this film, it's rumored that Joaquin Phoenix will be paid $50 million to return as Arthur Fleck in the 2 planned sequels.
2 planned sequels?
2 planned sequels is what it says.
Boy.
The scene where Arthur punches the clocking in machine off the wall was not in the script. Lee Gill stated in an interview that during one take, Joaquin Phoenix suddenly decided to make a joke about punching out and then punch the machine clean off the wall. The unnamed woman on the subway that was harassed by the 3 Wall Street men that Arthur unintentionally rescued is shown later at the rally wearing a clown mask. The one in the taxi that Arthur passes, who were inspired by the murders of the 3 guys. You see her if you pay attention. She's like right by the taxi. I didn't notice, but that's kind of interesting. When Arthur lets himself into Sophie's apartment, he tells her, "I've had a bad day." This is a reference to the iconic comic book, The Killing Joke, in which the Joker's theory is everyone is just one bad day away from madness.
I thought about that too. I was like, I wonder if that's a reference or something.
And this is what you were asking about. Director Todd Phillips confirmed that Arthur did not kill Sophie nor her child after she asked him to leave her apartment. Phillips revealed a cut scene where Sophie is watching Arthur on the Maury Franklin show. He added that he was surprised that some people thought that Arthur had killed her. That never entered my mind.
I mean, I'm not surprised that he didn't, because, like I said, she didn't do anything wrong to him. And at that point where he was there, that wasn't his character yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it never entered my mind that he killed them. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
but Joker doesn't really kill just random people.
I know. Like, I guess I don't know. I was just surprised. Like, when I read that, I had to include it because I was like, that never even entered my mind.
It did a little bit for me, because I'm like, especially the second time, I'm like, I really thought about it. I'm like, I wonder if he did. I was like, but I don't. It's really out of character for him at this point in the movie.
Yeah, it never entered my mind. But in the Playlist podcast in early 2021, directors Quentin Tarantino and Edgar Wright discussed the film and its social impact. At one point, Tarantino states the talk show scene towards the end of the film successfully manipulated the audience into overly disliking Murray Franklin to the point of being fine with Arthur Fleck murdering him. According to director Todd Phillips, a certain scene had to be cut in order for the film to avoid getting an NC-17 rating. That scene involves Arthur in the bathtub. Phillips calls the scene amazing, yet opted out of leaving it in the theatrical cut due to concerns of the MPAA's reaction to the scene that might have cost the film its intended R rating. The scene was one of the many scenes shot, yet ultimately deleted from the theatrical cut. He states, "I don't think we can actually include it in an R-rated movie, and it's not because it was pornographic, it was just insane." This sparked a lot of controversy or curiosity over the scene. I'm curious.
I am too.
Some people have hypothesized that the reason why Arthur was laughing at the end of the film was due to him knowing that Bruce Wayne, due to witnessing the murder of his parents, will grow up with a somewhat similarly messed up childhood like him and become a troubled individual like him. Others have also hypothesized that the final scene takes place in the future after Bruce has become Batman, and this scene shows Arthur realizing that he was indirectly responsible for the creation of his nemesis.
What scene is this?
At the very end where he's laughing and she's like, "What's so funny?" And he says, "You wouldn't get it."
Oh, yeah.
After Arthur kills Randall...
Isn't that the same psychiatrist?
I don't think so.
Because I thought she just had different hair.
Yeah, I don't think so. After Arthur kills Randall is on the subway on his way to appear on the Murray Franklin show, one of the subway stops is Bedford Falls. Bedford Falls was the town in the movie It's a Wonderful Life. Just thought that was neat. This marks the second time that Brett Cullen is the father of a superhero. Brett Cullen is the guy who played Thomas Wayne. In Ghost Rider, he plays Barton Blaze, who was Johnny Blaze's father. And in The Joker, he plays Thomas Wayne. Oddly enough, Barton Blaze and Thomas Wayne's deaths are the reason to create the Ghost Rider and Batman. And Penny and Arthur Fleck live in apartment 8J.
A lot of fucking trivia, isn't there?
This is the last one. I told you. That's why I switched to this. I was like, fuck this. I can't write
writing
anymore.
all that shit down. I'm keeping it on my phone.
Yeah, apartment 8J. J is short for Joker, while 8 is the 8th Batman apparition after Batman 1966, Batman 1989, Batman Returns 92, Batman the Animated Series 92, Batman Forever 95, Batman and Robin 97, Batman Begins 2005, and The Dark Knight 2008, where Joker was played by Joaquin Phoenix's close friend Heath Ledger. The end. Whew.
Right.
Good Lord.
I told you.
Well,
there it is, people.
So, trivia's done. So, what are we watching next week?
Oh, next week is our guest week. So our good buddy Josh is coming on next week, and we will be doing... I let him pick this week, and originally he wanted to choose Knock at the Cabin Door. But I said, dude, we don't do movie theaters. Like, just... For one, there's a lot of spoiler factors there. Like, you're getting into a movie that not a lot of people have seen, and it's just not fun to do that, you know what I mean? Because then you're like, you limit your audience then.
Yeah.
Like, whereas we can do digital movies and stuff like that just came out. So in this case, I told them that we couldn't do that one because it's still in theaters. So we're going to go ahead, and I gave them the option we're going to do Infinity Pool, which is also a new movie and just came out on digital, I think today.
Yeah.
Today or yesterday.
I think it was today.
Was it today? So we're going to do Infinity Pool next week with our good buddy Josh is going to be here to go over the movie with us. So, yeah, that's next week.
Okay.
Let me give him a quick plot synopsis here before we.
I was getting
Oh,
ready
you
to
gonna
sign
do
out
it?
your plot synopsis.
I'll do it
on
this time, I guess.
Woohoo.
You've done all the
I think
reading today.
I think I have it.
Oh yeah,
on my
I'm done.
phone.
Tapped out.
Yeah, she's all tapped out for the day.
I have a plot synopsis. It's just right here.
You have it on Infinity Pool?
Yeah, Infinity Pool 2023 horror
Yeah,
sci-fi.
go for it.
Okay. Said, guided by a seductive and mysterious woman, a couple on vacation venture outside the resort grounds and find themselves in a culture filled with violence. Hedonism? Hedonism. An untold horror, a tragic accident soon leaves them facing a zero-tolerance policy for crime. Either you'll be executed, or if you're rich enough to afford it, you can watch yourself die instead. This is one of the movies that I seen in the trailers before I watched Violent Nights. Nights.
Yeah, this movie isn't that old. It only
No.
just came out in theaters like a month or two ago.
I was actually interested in watching this.
Yeah,
I'd say
I don't know really hardly anything about this movie. And these are my favorite kind of movies to walk
Oh,
into
yeah.
because same as like Barbarian, stuff like that. I walked
Yeah.
into that movie blind. I was like, I've seen like one trailer. That's all I need.
Yeah.
So I'm in, and yeah, it's got Mia
The less
Goth.
I know, the better.
Yeah, it's got Mia Goth, and I love Alexander Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm down. Like,
and she like burst onto the scene with a vengeance.
Mia
like,
Goth? Yeah,
like
dude.
You saw her in like one or two things before, and then
I
all
don't.
of a
I
sudden
didn't
she's
even know
in
who
fucking
she,
everything.
I didn't know who she was before X.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I'd heard of
I
her-
saw her in X, and then she's in the Pearl movie, and she like, she's the lead in all these movies, and those are Ty West movies.
Yeah.
So, and then she's in Infinity Pool. She's really quickly becoming. I can't even call her a scream queen because, I mean, she's not really a scream queen. She's more of like, she's putting herself on that level with like Robert Englund and shit like that with what she's doing because she's not doing your Final Girl shit. She's doing your I'm the psychopath shit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's doing a good job. I think honestly, it has a lot to do with that high pitched voice she has. And
Yeah, I heard her talk like
yeah,
outside of the movie,
Yeah.
and I was like, I kind of hate it.
yeah, I'm like, God damn, stop!
Yeah,
It's
like
almost ear piercing.
yeah, like Jeremiah played a clip, and I was like, because he was like, "You ever heard her talk normally?" I'm like, "No," and I was like, "Yeah, I want." Like, I bet she could talk. Like, I bet she got a cool voice, and then she started talking. I'm like, "Turn it off!
yeah,
Turn it
oh
off!
my God,
Turn it off!
I'm going deaf.
I hate it."
Yeah. It's like a fucking dog whistle or something. High pitched voice,
Dog
high
whistle.
pitched noises.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, join us next week for Infinity Pool with Josh.
Yep.
And as always, people, remember YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Spotify, all that good stuff.
Apple,
Find us there. iTunes. And please like and share and subscribe to the YouTube. And if apparently we're not getting much traction on Spotify and stuff like that anymore. Apparently people are just going to our YouTube now.
Please share.
Yeah.
Because I'm
share
so
it.
pretty.
Yeah, you like
Friends
seeing
and
this,
have
don't
your
you,
friends
man?
share us.
Yeah.
I'm covering mine up.
I got the chest in the way of
I
mine.
ain't
thank
ashamed.
God.
I ain't ashamed of nothing, baby.
Oh God.
So, well, thanks for watching and viewing us and everything else. So, I'm Eric.
Okay, bye.
Joseph,
Oh, do we have to?
Have a good
Yeah, I'm me.
have a
That's
good
Karen.
week, and
Yeah.
we'll see you next week.
yep, next week.
Bye.
bye. Bye. Oh God, that was a bad
Kinda-
That was a
kinda
really bad one.
cracked up there.
Bye.
That's better.